Oh, so cursed, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard.
Oh, so cursed, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard. this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies versus the World is a podcast. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution. Within the fans unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies versus the World. 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World, episode 666. It's our final episode. It's been the longest-running episodic podcast on the Blvd Bullies YouTube channel, full of great nuggets and information and satirical content that has existed long before your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestling content-creating wrestling thing. I'm your host, PK, with the Blvd Bullies, and I'm joined with the family. Now, in Ultra HD, a man who has ruined the careers of many, including some potential guests this evening. And in ruining those careers, he's galvanized them to achieve more than they ever could have with comfort. So thank you to my first co-host, my brother. Wedding photos, absolutely crushing. Great visuals, Bri. Great visuals. Great visuals. Wow. Who would have thought that there were 1,000 wedding photographers out there just as good as the best wrestling photographer? Who would have fucking thought? Ladies and gentlemen, my dear friend, Bad Take Bri Ginsburg July, the merch guy.
Welcome, friends. I've upgraded. We are upgraded here at the July Ginsburg household, and it's going to be a good goddamn show.
I noticed
like a
that you
news
are
anchor
not
camera.
wearing a hoodie. Is it a little bit warm? Are you at 72 degrees in your luxurious museum apartment?
I'm starting to feel better. I'm just starting to feel better. So I just feel warmer. Like my eyes are feeling better. My neck still's killing me, but my eyes are feeling better. If you can see, I'm less bruised. I less headaches. Still getting there, but I'm just feeling healthy.
Well, and I would assume that those injuries are going to carry on and linger until we announce the date just around mid to late August of the Backyard Barbecue 2. And speaking of the Backyard Barbecue Part 2, the Death Match Doctor, DMD, sole proprietor and owner of Ringside Relics.
Give it to him.
Manager, agent, mensch of Kid Osborne going into this Backyard Barbecue. 3 weeks in a row of just hot fire with the outfits. Ladies and gentlemen, your friend and mine, ringside, Sean.
Fellas, pleasure as always. Happy Tuesday. Brian, I'm happy to see the next getting a little bit better, my friend.
I love how you guys are just in a
truce.
You're in like a state of absolute stasis. You just Brian.
Did you send out the card that you were supposed to send, Sean?
Nope.
To the fan?
Not yet. Nope, not yet. Nope.
So Sean is still evil Sean from the XPW show. Brian is still injured Sean from the XPW show. And the third and final host, the best host, the one who really started making these numbers pop. The one who really made the heat red hot, dare I say, even blue steel hot. My wrestling father, CZW Hall of Famer, multiple rooms to broadcast from, Showcase Showdown winner, former boat owner, ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT, Larry the Legend. Great shirt. Another great shirt, by the way.
It's called Dancing Queen by our friends over at Rucking Fountain. And if you know horror, you know that this is like one of the final stills of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which just celebrated its 50th anniversary, or I guess
That's insane, bro.
First, the 50th anniversary. So yeah, I snagged this. Hey, just want to give a shout out to one of my childhood best friends, Ryan Hollis. It's his birthday today. He's probably not watching. One of my homies over there doing it big in LA. It's July 23rd. I want to wish my man Ryan a happy fucking birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ryan. Happy birthday.
He's a Leo.
And belated happy birthday to one of the godfathers of the Boulevard Bullies, Bald Steve, who celebrated within the last
happy belated
week.
to Bald Steve.
Happy belated, Bald Steve.
Man, I miss Bald Steve. He was an integral part of this Boulevard Bullies versus the World show.
One of the founders, one of the members. Me and Steve taught me everything I know about Final Cut Pro.
I just loved his appearances on this show as well. Just his mere presence was glorious to me.
Phenomenal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been a crazy week. Obviously, there's a lot of deathmatch drama to talk about. There was a lot of deathmatch wrestling that happened. There was a lot of wrestling that happened. But really the thing in my mind that lingers from the last episode the most is Billionaire Schlack. Because,
he was very active. He was active as fuck this weekend.
He was very, very active. Flaunting his money around town as well.
Chicagoland.
After a successful match against
I heard one of my sources told me that he was calling Uber XLs.
Wow.
Just because.
Wow.
Not even getting in.
No, not even getting in. Just calling them.
Wow. Went the distance of calling them for an Uber. That's
I didn't even use the app. Call.
He called them. He didn't even use the app. He called them. Hey, I need an Uber now.
Yeah, and I heard that he was walking around town with a dangly earring and jewels
like
and
Mr.
chains that would rival only one Mr. T. And so, you thought, and it's just interesting how it happens, guys. It's just a throwaway kind of pontificating comment here on this show. Hilarious. Billionaire Schlack signed the contract. XPW's last show, rest in peace. And all of a sudden, throughout the week, the narrative becomes Schlack waving his money around. It's just interesting that it's just another thing that you heard right here first. Just a hilarious fact. Larry asks. Larry?
Yeah. I mean, not only is Schlack gone on, wasn't Ron Nemi there too?
Yes. He was on specific matches. He wasn't on the whole card. He was on
He closed the show.
Wait, so back it up. What happened this weekend? I thought that it was Circle 6, but it wasn't. It was RPW, who might as well be financed. I feel like there might be an angel backer. Because you could tell because they all have the same graphic design guy.
No, I think if you look at I love RPW because RPW when they have shows they do like their shit is like it looks like a death metal show, like it almost looks like you're going to a heavy metal show the way they have their graphic, and even the names of the shows are usually like song names or miasma, right? It's like death metal esque shit. Circle 6,
the exact opposite of GCW, which is all cup stuff.
Right, GCW names all their shows after hip hop songs and albums and whatnot, and RPW, and even Circle 6 does this a little bit, do they not?
The death metal?
Well, they name their shows after Dirty Deeds.
Oh, see, I don't watch too much Circle 6 to be honest with you.
Some corny shit.
I mean, it's called Circle 6, so it's like it's definitely more
Well,
Hold
I
on,
know,
stop
I
everything.
know one of their shows is
Captain
Blvd
Dave
Bullies.
chiming in the chat. Good
Blvd
evening,
Bullies.
wrestling fans, and welcome to the Captain's Corner podcast on YouTube. I'm Captain Dave, and on tonight's episode, we are in a slobber knocker comedy of deathmatch wrestling podcast. The
Wow.
Blvd Bullies versus the world.
I know.
Your host, the merch guy, primetime Brian Ginsburg, Hollywood Sean Nazario, a man who calls the ring announcer right down the middle, Larry Legend, who says I don't.
Want to wait?
That's
any
it. That's
longer.
all we got so far from Captain Dave. Shout out
Okay.
Captain Dave.
Shout out Captain Dave. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Captain.
Thanks for stopping by, Kat.
So we will talk about the RPW show. I did not watch it in full, but I was reading the group chat. You know, I worked Saturday night, woke up, 135 messages.
Well, when we have conversations,
Oh, yeah.
what's gonna happen, dude?
I know. I'm
There's
sorry
three-
that I
three
wasn't
people
We
getting
speak.
caught up.
I
We
was
speak.
scared.
I educated myself as best I possibly could. What
I
other
was
headlines happened?
scared.
I saw RSP give possibly the worst skewers in the entire world to longtime rival.
Two of them stood.
Dude, 3. I thought it was 3.
Oh, it was 3? You're nice.
What happened 3 weeks ago?
No, only
No, the
3 of
skewer.
the skewers stood there.
Oh, when RSP skewered Atticus.
Yeah.
Blue skewers.
Yeah.
Blue.
So that's all I got. That's
I mean,
that was my
Are we
entire
talking
intro.
about it now?
I don't really have anything else to talk about. I don't really have notes other than I have 2 notes.
What
2?
are they?
Number 1 says Riz Schlack,
The Rizzler.
possible interview. And then number 2 says, who stole Casanova's jacket?
Oh my gosh.
That's the only 2 notes I have. Can
Well,
you
we do
imagine
know
a
it was
world-
a cowboy with
Well,
a straw hat.
it is a sick jacket.
Sean,
So
can
someone's gonna steal it.
you catch me up on what's happening with Larry's
Well,
Larry's boyfriend, Casanova Valentine?
on this past episode of
Yes.
It's like an
Unsolved
ex-boyfriend.
Mysteries,
Right.
it seems as if someone stole the said jacket of one Casanova Valentine and they're parading around. Where was that at, Brian? Where was the show at?
I think it's Chicago.
In
Berwyn-
Chicagoland. Parading around Chicagoland.
Oh, was it Michigan? I'm not
Listen,
sure.
they're in the Midwest, so they're riding
Yeah,
around the
it's either
Midwest.
There you
Chicago
go.
or
Midwest
Michigan.
paper.
Hold on. I got more Captain
But it
Dave.
was at the Berwyn
I got
Eagles.
Captain- I got
Do you
more
know where the
Captain Dave.
Berwyn Eagles is,
Want
Larry?
to wait any longer? It's about to go down. Our main man, he's the well-respected leader of Blvd Bullies, PJ Patrick James.
Hey,
So
PJ.
that's just to button it up, because the
Right.
last message from Captain Dave ended in I don't.
One.
But then we
Wait.
just got one that says want to wait any longer.
It was in Columbus, Ohio.
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 That's where the Berwyn Eagles is?
No.
That's where that's where RPW was, so it wasn't in Ohio.
Yeah. But when Cass did the graphic about losing his jacket, it was an outdoor show.
Oh,
was
he
showing
lost it in
images
Ohio.
of him.
I
Yeah.
thought he lost it at RPW. I got you.
Yeah.
Understood.
So I think the last time he had that was at that outdoor show in
Hey,
Ohio.
you know, multiple times jackets have been stolen. Effie's
And dildos.
Studded purple jacket got
no,
stolen,
that was
I remember.
stolen?
That was
Yeah,
stolen?
Satan's cop? Oh, no,
Years
Effie
ago,
shit.
I remember that he posted a similar massage saying, "Yo, they stole my jacket." You know, yeah, there
pink
are some
studded
grimy
one? The
fans
pink
out there
studded
that'll
one?
steal your shit. Just walk around town with it.
But,
Larry,
like-
have you ever had somebody try to steal like a blazer, a piece of merch from you, or anything like that?
I was kind of over the years I've been kind of robbed of several like different like key items of my repertoire of fashion. The shirt that I won the Price is Right in somehow while I was living in the Bronx, NYC, was gone. Also I had a pair of Gucci high tops, studded high tops, that I acquired from my uncle, God rest his soul, who was a thief. And he stole them and gave them to me, and I wore the shit out of them bitches. I did the first No Holds Barred, I did Cage of Death 19 in them, and someone stole those too. So yeah, I've had people steal things from me. But my thing is because I'm such a fan of the devil's lettuce, if you will. I don't know if it was people who were in my
you
home
think
at
you
the
lost
time.
it.
I could have lost this shit.
Maybe
for
you
real.
chucked
I
it.
probably just
I don't
lost
know,
it.
but
Yeah.
I think
Patrick,
it's
you were-
better. I think it's a better story to be like, yo, they robbed me. So yeah, but
you could have just lost it, dude. See, that's what happens to me. Like I had this awesome Sopranos AJ from the Sopranos shirt, and it's Sopranos in Slipknot letters.
So
And then it's a picture of AJ with the closed captioning that says, "Are you gonna buy me Slipknot tickets or not?" And one day at karaoke, I took that shirt off during the fifth chorus of "Bed of Roses" by Bon Jovi, pelted it on the ground.
that was that.
High-fived my fans. Went to do a shot, came back, shirt was gone. Did I lose it or was it stolen? But then now I'm just a drunk guy going
Looking
like,
for a shirt.
somebody stole my shirt. Somebody stole my shirt. And they're like, all right,
Damn.
buddy. Okay, buddy. Somebody stole your shirt.
Yeah,
Like,
your shirt.
Sure
Sure.
they
Did you even
did,
have
dude.
one on?
Right. It's like when Chris Jericho had his title belt stolen from Longhorn
Oh, the cab?
Steakhouse or whatever.
Yeah, that was
Patrick-
crazy.
Patrick, you know who stole from me?
Ooh.
You know who stole from me, Patrick? It was Michael Segpas, Pud.
What?
He stole footage of a Yeti's musical gear.
What?
He stole it.
Was
Allegedly.
it like your actual
No, he
like
did.
your
He-
band equipment?
He stole our band equipment from the trailer that was locked. He was one of the only people that knew the combination. He stole it, and then he came to the crib, and we told him that the person was caught on security camera footage, and then all the gear was miraculously on the Michael
trailer bed?
Pellegrino's front deck the next day. And then he admitted to it.
Was he in your band?
He
I mean,
was
that
like
guy
our
wrote some
manager.
great riffs, though.
He did.
That guy wrote some incredible riffs.
He did some weird shit though.
Anyway, what else is going on, Larry? I saw
did some
on
weird
the
shit, though.
interwebs that you were, I don't know, what do you do? You get just as a guest of honor? You're just an all-access friends and family fan when you go to MCW? Are you just like a grandfathered-in Hall of Famer who can just walk freely about? Tell me about your MCW weekend. MC Dub.
So MCW did their Cage of Death. They did their whatever GCW's thing is. It's called the Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup. They've done it for like 23 years now. It's to honor a wrestler who was killed in a domestic disturbance dispute in MCW's first year of being a company, like 1998. One of their young wrestlers, I don't want to go into it, but he died. He was shot by the cops. And they've done this like light heavyweight tournament for 23 years. Everyone's been in it. Amazing Red, Mikey Whipwreck, the Briscoes. Everyone's been in this thing. It's just kind of like the Super 8, if you're familiar with that tournament, or the Jersey J Cup. The Jersey J Cup. These are kind
That's
of like
the DMV's version of the J Cup.
Indeed. And like kind of adjacent to like Tournament of Death, King of the Death Match, like how there are all these like death match tournaments that are annual and kind of have a thing. So this is MCW's biggest show. So I typically, whether they need me or not, just to hug Shane Shamrock, Brian Hauser's mom, and see his son and all of his family and all of the other MCW legacy people that just stop by to like be like, yo, we're at the biggest show of the year to see each other. I stopped by. I went with a friend, and as soon as I got there, they're like, oh, Velveteen Dream's back.
It was like their Psycho Circus.
Oh, Psycho Circus, exactly. A Jace, They're like, oh, Velveteen Dream's back. We don't want to have to deal with the social. Larry, you're great at social. Can you just like film it and then like put it out on your social, and we'll just like, boost it, like act like it's all organic. And I'm like, yo, whatever. I'm here. Like, whatever you need. Like, of course. So I ended up like okaying the whole event. My gifts were fucking shit because I just used Twitter's like internal gift maker. I didn't have time for the Mickey Mouse bullshit. I wanted to get it out live, and I did. And it was a great time, and we all had a great time, and it was great to see Patrick Clark and hug him and just be like, I'm glad you're alive, and yeah, it was awesome. It's 23 years of a tournament that ain't nothing to fucking shake your dick at. That's a lot of years of doing something that is an annual ritual that people come to see and cover. So
That's honestly how I became familiar with MCW, was through the Shamrock Cup. There were DVDs that we passed around like 08, 2010, around then. That's how you stumble onto it. So it's cool to see that it's still going on.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Sean, because in a lot of ways, the Shamrock Cup Finals is kind of like a scramble. It's like a huge elimination scramble. And think how much the scramble, the Suicidal Six-Way, has become like a staple of like shows, just to like
Opening.
throw a hot match out there.
Yeah.
That fucking is like, oh, what's going on? Oh, and then seven. Oh, and blah, blah, blah. Everybody does it. So it's funny. I never even thought about that. But the Shamrock Cup is not just about the matches leading to the finals, but it's the finals, which is usually like, and I lie to you not, y'all, this is a match, the finals, that I've seen like Joey Matthews, aka Joey Mercury, put together. This past one, I saw Brian Johnston, former ROH All-Star Brian Johnston, put it all together. Yes, the gay section and the Blvd Bullies section of Jace. Yes, indeed. But yeah, it was great. It was great. And yeah, Sean, thanks for enlightening me to some shit I actually already knew.
Yo, so a lot of great names have come out of MCW, and if you follow Larry on Instagram, you see like he'll post like a thing from like fucking 15 years ago of a skinny ass Shane Strickland.
Dude, he hit me. Yo, he hit me. I put that, bro. So.
Oh, he had to respond. He had to say something to you about that. He was probably like, "Yo, take that shit down."
Bro, that is a snap. So, only thing I use Snap for is like memories. So I guess a bunch of years ago, it was Shamrock Cup season. So I was watching old Shamrock Cup DVDs to get myself in the mood, and I saw his little ass come out, and I was like, "Oh, remember when Swerve was a little ass boy, all skinny as shit, shaking his head like D'Lo Brown?" And I snapped it. So then that memory came up and Snap, and I'm like, "Oh, this is going on Instagram. Fuck it." Bro, as soon as it went on, he just messages me one word: horrendous.
See, I knew that he wasn't gonna. Yo, I knew he wasn't gonna be on some LOL shit. I knew he was gonna be on like "Take That Down" or "Horrendous" with his fur ass coat.
Dude, he's a man. You know what I said to him? I was like, "Yo, I cannot believe you're like a man now. Like compared to that
break,
bro, he's compared to that shit."
Yo, he's just.
I said, "This is your fucking legacy. You started." I said, "This is your fucking legacy. You started as a kid like Chris Candido, who started at 14 years old. Now you're the fucking AEW champion, and I was there."
Yeah, too bad.
I didn't go to this part of the footage, but I was in the ring waiting for him. I was in the ring waiting for him to fucking wiggle that little skinny ass down there to announce him.
I don't like that response. I don't like that response by him. Horrendous. Just give me an LOL. Just give me an LOL. Come on, dude. Give me. You know what? Don't even LOL. Give me a crying face emoji. Sean,
at one point, I don't know.
Sean,
I don't give a fuck if anyone posts. I don't give a fuck if anyone posts
dope,
when I was like, when I was heavier.
No, haha would be like too condescending.
I said,
LOL would be
that's
just
your legacy. I said, shut the fuck up. That's your legacy. I said, look at you now. You look like a grown ass man. That was 7 years ago.
A lot of blossoming done between now and then.
Shit, excuse me. That was 10 years ago. That was the 2014 Shamrock Cup that he was in.
Okay. Larry, let me ask you this. You went into your archives and you found a skinny-ass Shane Strickland. Horrendous. What skinny-ass motherfucker that you saw this weekend should the fans keep their eye on coming out of Maryland? What guy's going to be able to put on 100 pounds and throw a piece of his merchandise at a baby on national television in the next few years? Who you got your eye on? Who impressed you as like a fucking... You were like Ghost Rider. Not Ghost Rider, the motorcyclist. Ghost Writer.
Ghost Rider. Wow,
just the fucking like PBS Spectra. Just floating around town doing whatever.
If you pay attention, I've had my eyes on Miles Hawkins ever since I saw him. His name is Miles Hawkins, the 99 overall, Miles Hawkins. And as soon as he got his footing in MCW, I was like, bro, you should go to CZW. I was like, just for some seasoning. I'm like, don't go over there to do nothing. Just go over there. Just get them letters under your belt. CZW, go. And after a while, DJ is like using him consistently now. So there's Miles Hawkins, and there's another guy from Maryland that DJ also uses a lot, not consistently as much as Miles.
Griffin?
Miami Mike Walker.
Mm.
Miami Mike, no, Griffin is not an MCW guy. Yes, DJ uses him, but that's from all the way back Young, Dumb, and Broke days. He was like the wayward son of Young, Dumb, and Broke, if you don't remember. Griffin McCoy was the bougie boy. The bougie boy, Griffin McCoy. But no, Miles Hawkins and Miami Mike, trained out of Maryland, seasoned out of Maryland. Keep your eye on both of them.
You heard it here.
All right, well, you heard it here first.
Listen,
and also, I just want to take this moment.
I got it.
I just want to take this moment to shout out and be angry with Sam Roberts, because as part of a Blvd Bullies video many, many years ago, he was interviewing Sasha Banks, and it was time for the fans to ask questions.
Oh.
And I raised my hand, and Kathy Kelly came over to me. And by the way, my one regret in all of life is that I did not start the question with saying, "Thank you, Kathy. I'm in love with you." However, I was like, "Thank you, Kathy. I actually don't have a question for Sasha Banks. I have a question for Sam Roberts." And Sasha Banks went, and then he leaned over, and he had known about it. So I feel like he leaned over and he was like, "Oh boy, well, watch out for these guys are a little stiff." You know,
I know this guy.
And I said, "Hey, Sam, do you have And the joke was that I was just going to send him a setup question, and then hit him with a follow up. Could you scream Onita for me? It's like there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. We're going to find you and make you scream Onita because we saw you at the Matt Tremont show." But anyway, I said to him, "Do you have any advice for a startup wrestling broadcaster?" And he said, "Yeah, do your work and find the next Sasha Banks."
Wow.
And find the next big things. And, then you'll be good. And, years later, I'm thinking, fuck you, Sam. Because I found Max. And Larry has footage of Skinny Shane. You know what I mean? And,
Pat,
and me and Larry's Venn diagram both coincides with Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander.
Yeah, but Pat, we don't have Opie and Anthony. Don't
You do.
sleep.
We
don't have Opie and Anthony. Don't sleep.
You guys hold on real quick. You guys are saying all these, you found the stars. There's a star right in front of you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're still making
He's sitting right there.
This is Star Search.
Are you shitting me, Pat?
Anyway, no,
Larry, come on.
Listen, it's fine.
Listen, as
it's
dapper
fine.
as I am right now, I'm not talking about myself.
I feel like
Good save, Sean.
I feel like there is going to be a point where Max is going to give us friends and family. Like, he does respond to the tweets. Like, every time I send him a message, it's like, "Hey, brother." Too late, because I said it's like 2 days before. I wait till 3 days before, and I'm like, "Hey, can you get me 5 comps?"
Well, now you should reach out to him because the Dynamite tickets for the Grand Salami just went on sale.
Well, there's the Grand Salami happening, and there's also,
September, as always.
But I feel like and much like XPW's final show, which was just announced, I feel like if we wanted to fly ourselves to Kentucky and then have Max put us on Friends and Family, I feel like there would be no issue.
Yeah.
But it's
New York is
because
different.
It's Long Island, it's New York, it's. So Brian, I did that on purpose. Tell us about the status of XPW's final show coming up. And by the way, this is our final show right now.
I don't
So
think it's their final
it's
show,
such a funny
Pat.
It's
coincidence.
September 7th.
and back when
Saturday,
Schlack,
September 7th.
back when Schlack
in
was just
Glendale,
a
California.
normal.
Glendale?
By Oakland?
Well, back when Shaq was
That's
just
not
a
by
normal,
Oakland.
like,
That's not by Oakland.
I don't know
five
geography.
figures
I
of.
just know what was
Glendale,
said.
Glendale
Sorry,
is
Patrick.
nice.
But
Glendale's nice.
there's a Glendale in Queens too, and it's like there's like a cemetery and there's like juggalos.
And there is a Glendale, Arizona.
There's a Glendale everywhere.
Pat, tell us about your Glendale.
Well, no, I lost my train
Same
of thought.
Glendale.
I had a
Pat's
whole thing.
Glendale
I
is
had a
my
whole
Glendale.
thing
It's the
planned. I
Queens
lost my train of
Glendale.
thought. I need to talk about Glendale.
We mind
Glendale.
raped you.
And
What
I
a
got
name,
distracted
Glendale.
now.
It's a shit
Now we're in
name.
a free fall. Take it away, Larry.
Let's go to my favorite part of the show.
Well, no, hold
Oh
on.
my
Wait.
Let's
No.
go to Larry's
Brian
favorite part of the show.
Pat threw it to Brian because he mentioned the final XPW show. Brian said it's not the final.
No, it's too late.
Glendale.
It's too late. It's too
Stay on
late, Sean.
target.
It's too late. I served
Stay on
that up
target.
for you. No.
He laid you up.
No. I served it up, and
How
now
you-
and you know the meatball just stayed. And then Larry said favorite part of the
Larry,
show.
look.
So you
I mean,
have to
it's
wait till
7:40.
later to bring up
It's
whatever you were going to
8:30.
say.
It's 7:40. I thought it was 8:30. What are you
It's
drinking?
Jesus
Like that?
Christ.
We just
It's
started.
fucking
We
7:40.
just started.
Larry's early today, so he thinks it's 8:30 already.
I know. I think it's 9 o'clock. Let's go. Come on,
All right, guys,
go.
wrap it up. Let's get out of here.
Let's wrap it up. It's Larry's favorite part of the show. Brian, can you explain to the people what giveaways we have, what we had, what is happening, what will happen, and how the giveaways work from here on out?
Right. So every week, it is now the meme of the week giveaway, one of one. In order to receive the meme of the week
These are
giveaway,
one of ones.
one of one,
He
printed by
prints
my
them.
own hand.
You realize how much ink Brian is using to print these out?
High quality.
High quality shit, dude. I don't fuck around. I don't give a shit.
Do you know how much creativity?
I care about the bowls of the wood.
How much creativity?
But in order to receive these memes of the week, one of one, highly exclusive, rare items, you have to comment on the YouTube video, not the live chat, the YouTube video. You go to it, you comment on it, and you are entered in the chance to win the YouTube giveaway, which Patrick reads the comments the next week, and then I procure the winner before the day.
randomizer.
The randomizer, which is done. There was only 3 comments from the Bulls of the Wood.
They suck.
All right, Sean, you can let them have it, Sean.
I'm sorry. They fucking suck for that, Brian. 3 comments. That's it. 3. That's it.
We're in a truce. So you do what you want to do.
Tell your people to get it together. These comments, they're
It's
unnecessary.
our people, Sean.
Listen.
We cultivated
Comment
this group.
creativity.
We cultivated this group.
Beg to differ.
All right,
But-
so I have 3 comments from last week that I'm going to read, and they are all going to get put into the blender.
randomizer.
The randomizer hard in a blender. Watch me spin around to a Oblivion.
Also, the
all right,
the
what
giveaway from
what
last
will
week.
these 3 comments win?
Yo, that's crazy. That hold on, real quick before you say that.
Whoa,
It is-
what
That's
is
wild.
that?
He put.
Former
What
President
is
Joe
that?
Biden and Kamala,
It's funny that
maybe
you
the
have
next
that
president of
because
the
now
United States.
You know, and you
This
are kind of
may
like
be
a
our
you're
next president
kind of like a
of the
like
United States of
it's
America.
like the Simpsons, Pat.
Yeah, you're like a precog.
You like
You
the
figured out
Simpsons.
that Kamala was going to be Kamala.
This is possibly the president of the United States of America.
Did you know Kamala enjoyed cutting the grass and he would sit on his mower all day, even after he became an amputee?
All right.
But also
I actually
President
wasn't listening
or-
to that.
possible President Black.
3 comments from last week.
Fight.
Are you ready? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Horror, pain, core, death.
Oh,
What's your favorite year for deathmatch wrestling? from 99 to the beginning of CZW through now.
Damn, bro.
Favorite year?
I know mine instantly.
Oh, I can tell you right now as well. Yeah.
It was when I was introduced to it. It was ICW No Holds Barred Pandemic deathmatch shows. Those shows
massacres.
were the drive-in at Atlantic City. I'm in the Field of Fear.
What year
and
was
the
what year was the drive-in in the parking
2020.
lot? 2021.
Oh, no, I think it was 2020.
That they're coming back.
It was midst COVID, dude. Prime COVID. It was 2020, I think.
Hmm.
It was not supposed to be happening, and we were doing something that we weren't supposed to do, and it was the best shit ever.
I'm gonna say that my favorite year for the Bullies was December of 2018, maybe 17.
17, I was gonna say for me, 17.
And in 1 week we
knew each other.
Three-way refereed Casanova versus Tremont.
That's when I met Pat.
We opened the pre-show to Cage of Death 19. We interviewed Andy Williams and stood behind the drums watching. Every time I played to like 3,000 people. That was definitely December. I'm not sure if it was 17, 18, or 19. It might have been 18.
It was definitely 17. Definitely
the
17.
first time I ever met Larry, I was with John Ovanessian, and we went to Casanova Valentine versus MV Young.
Damn.
Our Wicked Lady. That's the first time I went to a death match.
Wow, that makes me absolutely fucking sick. Sean?
Why does that make you sick?
You got an answer to that question, horror, pain, gore, death?
Definitely 2017 for me, because that was like really the first time I like went to a show and like was in the nitty gritty of it, and that's where I met you, and that's where me and you became acquainted.
The Onita Once in a Lifetime year was like a really good year.
Yeah,
they said it couldn't be done. Onita Once in a Lifetime, I feel like was all in the same year.
It was.
And
June.
Hey, listen, that inspired Akira to wrestle, so that must have been a good year. Larry, drive it home for us. Bring us home.
That's a very hard question for me.
You would have to do it by
because my scope of what was going on around me is very narrow because I was like in it. So all I really can speak to for the year that I'm thinking of is what was going on in CZW, which is really my true introduction to death and deathmatch wrestling. So with what I know, I gotta say, the year that Nikki died, I think it was 2008, the year that Thumbtack Jack killed him and he flew up in the helicopter and died. Mm-hmm. Like that year was kind of a transition between Zandig and DJ. And like DJ came out swinging by bringing like international people in. So I got to meet Thumbtack Jack and announce him. Shortly after that, Masada came in for the first time. And then Yuko Miyamoto. So I would say that like right when Zandig was like, I'm out of here, this ain't my shit no more. And DJ was like, I'm the DJ now. Like that whatever that year was, and anyone in the chat, if you remember what it was, that's like kind of the year for me. And this was all this stuff I'm talking about in ECW arena, primarily. Besides the stuff that was at the Tournament of Death, I'm talking about these names and these matches in the old ECW arena. So for me, that's what I know, and that's what is the, you know.
But what year? Do you remember the year?
Start GCW and Danny wanting to like put DJ out of business and shit is how hot it was.
Do you remember the actual year?
So I think Nikki died in 2008. I think Nikki, whatever the Tournament of Death was at 2008. So I guess I'm going to say it's 2008 to 2009.
Graduated high school in 2008.
During that time period, there were a lot of like international guys from Big Japan, guys I'd never heard of, guys I'd never seen, that were coming through. Ito, fucking Kasai came back. Like there was a lot of like international death. Kobayashi, the first time that I met him, you know, like
2008's a great fucking year, dude.
When I was meeting all these fucking
Jimmy was
international guys.
All right, next a comment. Wesley Easter, longtime friend of the program, says, what do y'all think about Sekuda coming in for the Carnage Cup?
It's very exciting, dude. I mean, they must have paid. I mean, I don't know. He must be doing other events as well. I don't know if he's exclusively only doing Carnage Cup while he's here, but it's pretty awesome that he's doing that tournament.
Isn't Tarzan? Well, Tarzan got announced for what?
Tarzan, our fucking champion, was announced as a tournament of death competitor.
That's dope, bro. That's so dope.
Legendary.
So happy for him, man.
I feel we should walk Tarzan to the ring at TOD.
There's a lot of
Larry
people that are
should announce him.
Larry
should wear a loincloth. We should all wear loincloths and
like
announce.
Our shirts.
People are like upset with this year's
Larry comes out as Tarzan's special announcer in TOD, wears a loincloth.
I'm in drag as Jane.
And then the three of us.
I'm in drag as Jane, as a black Jane. You know, Tarzan and Jane.
Yeah. Hey, Pat.
And then the three of us flank him in also loincloths.
My sentinels.
And the third and final comment, Mr. August Records says, I'd like to hear a television show theme song versus battle featuring Larry and Sean.
Let's go.
An acapella Sing of the Ring, if you will.
A Sing of the Ring.
Who made this comment? Who made this comment?
Say all of that, what you just read?
What?
Yeah.
Yes, he
said
was a
it,
comment. That was a
read it,
YouTube
yeah.
comment, Larry.
All right. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. Get ready to consume. Get ready to consume.
Did they say if you will?
They did.
Mr. August Records says, I'd like to hear a television show theme song versus battle featuring Larry and Sean, an acapella, quote, Sing of the Ring, end quote, if you will.
Legendary comment.
If you will.
And
so how do you guys want to do this? How would we do it? Like, I don't want you guys to sing. Okay, there's two things happening in my mind right now. There's either I can guess that theme in this many seconds, right? Where we queue up, like I'll queue up a bunch of fucking themes.
No, I think they should sing. They should have to sing
or
the
should,
theme,
should
and
it
we
be
have
like
to
they? Okay, Brian, go
decide
ahead.
which one is better.
They sing the theme, and we have to be able to decipher what theme it is by the first few seconds of the theme.
No, the only other no, that's crazy, Brian, because I don't know what themes they're singing.
How do you know? I might.
I think Brian probably
okay,
would,
no,
though.
we cannot be the judge. We cannot be involved. It has to be a mono type situation.
That's fair. Like a RuPaul's Drag Race.
Like how about this? Is it
like a lip sync for your lives? Like a lip sync for your lives.
Listen to this, because since Sean and I are the ones that have been tasked with it, can we put in some input?
Well, no,
it should be like a lip sync for your
I'm going to preside over this, so I want to make sure it's fair and square.
Patrick will be like RuPaul. Patrick will be like RuPaul.
Okay, how about this? Okay, I have two ideas. I think
it.
name that song in X amount of seconds is like the classic game show television way to do things. But I also like more of a Nick Cannon send and return type thing where maybe one guy sings the first verse and the next guy needs to identify and continue the verse, and it's almost like a tennis match based on themes. I
think it's funnier when they just start randomly singing the themes instead of being put on the spot.
Well, Brian, but that makes no sense. We need to determine who the champion is.
How's this?
It depends on who sings them better.
Backyard Barbecue 2. I lay out the challenge. Theme song, King of the Sing of the Ring, sing along. Best person to dish out the best theme song wins, and it'll be a fair vote. There's going to be people there, so it'll be a fair vote.
No, that's all wrong. I'm going to come up with a.
It could be a live special. We'll throw it on YouTube.
I'm gonna come up with a thing. And by the way, the Backyard Barbecue now is shaping up to be
Mr. August won, dude.
It's who won? Who won the thing?
Is the winner,
Mr. August.
The meme of
sounds like a reggae artist
giveaway.
Okay, so
hey Pat, look real quick. I want to show you something.
Mr. August
What is that? What's that from?
That's from the night where I first met you with the fucking.
So now we're gonna show this
Street
week's
Mop
giveaways.
and
All right,
and
hold on,
Cash.
hold on. Stop everything.
Jesus
Stop
Christ.
everything. First of all, I just want
Good
to
job,
announce that
Sean.
the Backyard Barbecue is
Sorry.
now going to feature the Sing of the Ring, Dilf
First annual.
Boy versus Jimmy
Oh
Rave.
my God! No, we can't. We're not even
Jimmy
allowed to do
Rave.
that.
It's not Jimmy Rave.
How rude of you! How rude of you!
And then whatever the other thing is that we've been talking about for months and months, and the reason why Brian's wearing the neck brace. Brian, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I was saying that now it's time to get to this week's giveaway because Mr. August is the winner of last week's giveaway, which is the political funniness, which is
They get both.
yes,
Very
it's a bundle.
nice.
It's a bundle.
Congratulations.
This week's bundle is the human. I forget what I said already.
All right, let's see.
No
let's
slack,
see
only
it.
dinklage.
Let's see it.
No cat, only schlack. Okay.
Nice.
Schlack bundles. That's schlack bundles with the bundles in his hand. Okay, schlack bundles.
Bundles of cash.
Yeah. He's right there. He's in Washington Square Park, right there by 14th Street Union Square. He's by NYU. He's
Come
dropping
on,
off.
14th Street, Union Square
Brian,
Park.
did you
Washington
photo
Square Park
Schlack?
is down by the village.
Did you
Come
photo
Yeah,
Schlack?
that's what that's at.
Well, there's two different
Yes,
parks.
I photo
Union Square
Schlacked.
is on 14th
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
you're
photo
right, you're
Schlack
right, you're right.
Schlack's hands into
By
that
NYU.
hype
Pops.
beast? Could you show the hype beast
Just say
photo?
he's in that vicinity.
Yeah, yeah,
No, the other one, the other one, the other one.
No Schlack only dinklage.
This one I don't get.
Look how
This
well
one,
I got
don't
Ron
understand
Nini's
that.
hand out of that photo. You can't even tell
I
Ron
think
Nini's
you
hand.
sized
is there, dude.
Dinklage head to Schlack's body
Bro.
like
Who-
very
who's
perfect.
supposed to be sitting
Fuck
next to him?
with my motherfucking Bazart skills. It's not
Don't-
Photoshop. It's just Bazart. Go and download the app, and you can be just like me.
But the difference is you didn't do the free one. You paid for like the top notch
yeah.
one, and you're
It's like
using all the
$10,
tools.
dude.
Premium
What do you- if you're
motherfucker.
cheap, you can't get it. But if you have
Guys
Premium
using all
motherfucker.
the tools.
if you got some money like
He's a
Schlack
premium
here, if you got
motherfucker.
money like Schlack, then you can have the fucking pro version of Bazart. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
So if you comment on this week's YouTube video, you win the Schlack bundle.
The Schlack bundle. The
Schlack
human-
bundle.
I don't understand the Peter
Sean,
Dinklage
what did I say
thing.
before? The human, not meat grinder. It was the human meat something, but it was something, a funny
I don't
word.
remember.
Fuck, I don't remember either.
The human street grinder.
No,
Brian,
No
have we
cap,
sent
only
the
Schlack.
link?
The RZA.
Schlack's little face, dude.
No
The
cap,
rest of-
only Schlack.
No cap, only Schlack. Well, this is what happens. You know, like a guy lives his life fighting for the truth and justice of
Comment on
punk
this
rock
YouTube video.
sensibilities.
Don't comment on this YouTube video.
And then all of a sudden, Brian destroys his XPW career. And the man has no choice.
I destroyed XPW. It's why it's going to be their final show, Patrick.
The man has
So
no
you're
choice
admitting
but
this
to
is the
just try
final
to
show?
land on his feet.
I'm just going with along with the joke, Sean. Thanks.
I hope it's not.
Ah!
And thankfully, Schlack
Truce.
landed on his feet and signed a $2 billion contract.
We're going to talk about this RPW show.
And I
What
think it
about
was
it?
on display this weekend at RPW.
He's getting to it.
Did anybody watch RPW this weekend?
I watched
saw a lot of,
GCW. I watched
I
the
saw a
real
lot
wrestling.
of underwhelming clips. I mean, who wants to go first, Larry or Sean? I'm sorry, Larry or Brian? You know,
What do you mean
rock,
first?
paper, scissors.
What do you mean first? We're going to just talk about the show. We're going to talk about the show.
So I started at Schlack's match because I didn't know it was on, and then I realized it was on, and then I tuned in right as Schlack was
Dude,
wrestling.
so you did not see Chuck Stein versus Remington Roar?
did not.
Holy moly. Dude, the hypodermic needles, he did him through the eyelids. Not what was his eye? It was like his eye, it was his eyebrow. It was, and he did Remington Roar, Chuck Stein, top tier. There was also tag team matches. Randy West, I can't remember the tag teams. I know there was the 440 match where RSP came out. and then he's which was a tag match, and then there was the Randy West one. Larry, and do you remember any of this?
I mean,
Well,
I
you
joined
Larry?
I joined for Schlack versus Eric Dillinger. So all of my knowledge of the show was that and beyond.
So you didn't
So I
see
saw-
Atticus and Jake Christ.
I did see that. That was after.
That was after.
That was after. I also saw Otis. I saw Otis's match against
So
who
all
was
you
it?
missed was the tag matches and basically the
Yeah, I tuned in. I got with it pretty enough.
Did you
to
see
some
Joe
shit.
Dredd? Joe Dredd versus Casanova Valentine.
I did. I saw that. I fell asleep on Drake versus Malcolm Monroe. I fell asleep. It was late and I was in bed.
Big mistake. Big mistake.
How did the judge do? How did he do?
Judge Joe Dredd came dressed. He came out to Separate Ways and dressed
Good for
as Matt Tremont, and it was very funny. Everyone was very excited when they heard Separate Ways.
Well, he's the true bulldozer, that Judge Joe Dredd.
Right. But he wasn't there. There's been rumblings of Matt Tremont moving to Detroit.
Like moving physically? Or
H2O.
taking his talents.
Taking H2O and hightailing it on out.
It was so dumb.
What?
I saw this one clip
Mm-hmm.
where it was posted, like acting like it was like a thing, and it was Judge Joe Dredd getting his little tiny gavel out of like a bag, and then he'd like take the light tube and he'd like hit the light tube with his little gavel
On the head.
Kapoosh!
Yeah. Devastating maneuver.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can I just say,
Yeah, go ahead, please. Prove me wrong, Larry. Give me a break.
when the big boss man uses the nightstick, it like hurts more than anybody else that uses the nightstick. When Hacksaw Jim Duggan uses the 2x4, it like hurts more than if just like a regular wrestler did it, because that's their
That's your shtick.
special. That's part of their in the game. That's their special. So Judge is just like making his gimmick like, oh, I can hurt you even more because I'm the judge.
He's the
Like,
law.
that's brilliant to me.
I
Like,
am the
Of
law.
course it
Yo,
doesn't
can
hurt.
I tell you? No.
Of course it doesn't
no,
hurt anymore
No.
when
I
he
am
uses
the
the
law.
gavel.
That's the
When he uses the
lamest
gavel,
shit.
but just like Connor
Brian, say
Claxton
it.
with the wrench, when
I
Connor
am
Claxton
the
was
law.
first the wrench,
Connor
and he
Claxton
like
with the
sold
wrench
the
is
wrench
so
like
much
it was a
fucking
big
cooler,
deal.
dude.
Brian, say it. I am
the
the
rest-
law.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Judge. And once again, I got no notes, and I'm drinking 9%, so I'm just gonna talk about it.
Did he get the gavel out of Jury's briefcase? Did
Yes!
he get the gavel out of Jury's briefcase?
Dude, if you're building
It
to
matters,
a moment,
Pat.
no,
It matters. It
No.
matters because he has a manager that's called the jury and he's called the judge. All this shit
no,
matters.
dude,
It
no.
does.
I don't.
If
Yo,
he gets
jury
sued,
or
he's
not.
pulling it
I
out
agree
of
with
a
you,
bag.
Larry. I 100% agree with
I
you.
agree with
What's
Larry.
going around where he pulled it out of a bag? Did he
All right,
pull it out
Don't
of
ask
a
you,
bag?
Sean. I
Or
said it
did he put
first.
in the jury's
Idiots.
briefcase?
Fuck up, bitch.
I have to say,
I
I'm
agree.
sorry.
You're reporting on shit. You know what you're talking about?
Oh,
'Cause I
I
know.
do know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you this. If my
Hold that
manager
neck.
comes
Hold
over,
that neck.
we've traveled X amount of 100 miles together. We've brought several different outfits. I'm wearing shorts and flip-flops, but I'm going to wear my suit to the show, and I'm going to have a briefcase with an undisclosed weapon inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, this is a match that includes light tubes. And you
He's
know,
a judge,
whatever
dude.
The fuck else.
He's a fucking judge.
Let him finish.
No.
Let him fucking finish.
Dude,
No,
I
he's a
can't
judge.
even believe I'm so upset and disappointed that I even have to explain this to you guys.
But Pat, hear me out real quick.
That you have to explain anything.
Pat.
I
It's
want to hear.
ridiculous.
I want to hear.
Okay. So I'm Judge Joe Dredd, And you know, I'm a judge, but also I'm hardcore. I'm a Mick Foley, Matt Tremont guy. I'm up. I'm up right now, right?
All
and
the
I got
way?
this brilliant manager. And by the way, this manager, judge, jury, man, you guys hate on him more than I do. I have mad love and respect for jury.
I got mad love for the judge and the jury.
I know.
Right?
I do not.
So,
I do
so
not.
this
Like-
guy travels, and you know, I guess from what I saw last show, I guess he John Cena's it, and he wears whatever knockoff basketball jersey his parents brought him for Christmas.
Come on.
to the city
Come
that he's
on.
going
Right,
to.
right,
We're
right.
Come
the
on,
same
Pat.
shirt, the same
Right.
stuff
Okay,
we all
fine.
are wearing.
Fine.
Pat, come on.
However,
We're all wearing that.
Come on.
however,
What do you suck the jury's dick now, Sean?
Hey, listen.
Jesus
Hey, he's
Christ!
getting
Let me
on them
explain.
and I'm
I'm
fucking
getting there.
putting
I'm
him
getting
over.
there. Can you guys stick with me? I'm getting there.
Go ahead.
So
go
not
ahead.
only does all that happen, but this guy has 3 changes of clothing.
As he
He's
should.
got a travel clothing. He's got a, I'm going to help set up the ring.
Why wouldn't
clothing.
you help set up the ring?
And then he's got like a suit clothing, right? And now he's got his briefcase.
Oh, no.
And Judge Joe Dredd, oh my God, he can't wait to suck the cock of the man that shall not be named. Just because I love when people.
This is where it's.
convince me-
This is why. This is the only reason why you're tight is because he
I love
wrestled
when
the
people
man you
convince me-
hate.
Wait a second. I'm doing long-term storytelling. So maybe in the
I
last
like
match,
the judge.
I don't like this at all.
my man slapped down the briefcase, and we couldn't even see what was in the briefcase, right? But now, here live at RPW, you know what? We got the advantage. We got an advantage roll. Jury,
Come on, Pat.
open up the briefcase. Show me what you got inside. Yo, it could be like a hacksaw, dude.
So you think
You know
it
what
was
I'm saying?
too soon?
Stop!
Was it too
Stop!
soon?
It could be a hacksaw. It could be like the judge is going off the rails and he's got like a staple gun or a
Why would
fucking
he have a
hacksaw.
fucking staple gun,
or,
dude?
or he's got a fucking like
Ryan,
gun.
bitch.
He's got a gun in there. He's got a fucking
Hey, shut the fuck up,
handgun.
man.
But what does he bring out? What does he bring out?
A gavel, because he's a judge.
Hey, Pat, I'm
brings
going to be
out-
quite honest.
A novelty mini. Like this is like best grandpa in the world trophy status.
This is getting me so upset.
And then he takes out a little mini gavel. And then he just pops him in the head. Pops him. He just pops him with this little mini gavel. It's not even
Oh, no.
it's not even the size of Judge Judy.
Oh, no. Listen, can I have maybe 20 seconds of the floor?
No, you have whatever you want. I feel like I've made my point. He could have taken out. He could have been Judge Joe Dredd. But instead he was like, "Oh, let me take out my little Maury gavel, my little mini gavel, and I'm gonna pop the fluorescent light tubes over
You're
your
a hater.
head." Yeah,
You're a
oh
hater.
my God,
You're
so
looking-
fucking cool.
Hey,
Defend
hold on,
that,
you
Sean.
goddamn
Defend that,
motherfucker.
anybody,
Sean's
dude.
Floor. It's Sean's floor.
Listen, Pat, I understand your rebuttal against his approach with the gavel, but one thing is that you have to understand is that both of those creative fucks with their artistic minds approach it very much like the Macho King did. The Macho King used his crown and his staff very well in every match that he had. Rick Martel used his arrogance
You are
when you
talking
least expected
bullshit.
it. It's not bullshit. You're talking about somebody who was raised off
Put
of
him in jail.
wrestling
Put this
that
man in jail,
inspired
Patrick.
them to wrestle and
Nah,
be
dude,
as
dude.
artistic as they can.
Okay,
Bro, think
cool.
about that.
Well,
Hold
get,
on,
about
get,
that.
get a
Because
human size, get a regulation size gavel.
But
Hold on.
Don't
it's
give
not
me-
even.
don't give me a little
It's not
fucking-
the size of the weapon. Look what Regal used to do. Regal used to pull out gold knuckles. You didn't see them. You just saw him make contact, and they went right back in. So
How
what?
big is
What
a
does it
fucking gavel,
matter
dude?
what
It's
he
fucking-
used?
so
It's when
lame,
he used it
dude.
and
It's the
how he used
lamest
it
shit,
and how it
dude.
affects the match.
I agree with Sean.
It's
Dude,
the
Here's
truth.
why I'm gonna say. Sean has merit. Because go back to the Big Boss Man, who's one of my favorite wrestlers, and who actually Judge Joe Dredd reminds
Mick
me of
Foley
a
used
lot.
to use a sock. Sorry.
Big Boss Man
Let
had
me get back.
a
Oh,
baton
we
that
carried a
you-
briefcase. We
Shut up, Pat.
transported
Let
a
Larry
briefcase.
Yeah,
finish.
yeah, you
Let him
can't,
finish.
you can't just
Let him
talk over me
finish.
like Donald Trump, Pat. You're not Donald Trump.
Not
You
yet.
gotta let me say shit. You said shit for a long time.
How dare you?
How dare you, sir?
How dare you?
Boss
How
Man
dare
had several
everybody.
different versions of the baton. Now, Judge Joe Dredd has brought out an oversized version of the baton, the gavel. At XPW, he brought out like a mallet, a croquet mallet size gavel.
Okay,
He's
cool.
brought out. Hold on. He's brought out a medium sized gavel. He's brought out the Judge.
Ah,
It's all part of his gimmick.
ah.
That's what the thing that Sean is trying to say. And look, Pat, I'm going to use your own words against you. I'm going to use your own words against you. You said, Judge Joe Dredd is like this Tremont-esque, Mick Foley-esque. Look at the two goddamn motherfucking names you just said.
And he came out as Mate Tremont.
Both of them motherfuckers were all about all about
I
the
did not
motherfucking
interpret
whether
him
it was
as
a
that.
sock, you
I
pull
did
it
not
out of your
interpret him
pipe,
as that. He
or fucking
wishes he
becoming
was
Father
that.
It's all about the other shit that makes it larger than life.
Facts.
Yep.
Absolute
Patrick's is a
fucking
hater.
bullshit. We got
Patrick's
a
a
fucking
hater.
12 by 12 briefcase, and we pull out a 3 by 3 novelty gavel,
Dude.
and we pop some fucking fluorescent
No.
lights into his head.
Excuse me.
There's no
Excuse me.
way that you can defend that.
Excuse me,
bullshit.
sir. Who else is
He's gonna
doing what
pop
judge
the
and
people
jury
that
are
are into the
doing
judge.
on the deathmatch
Everybody.
scale? What do you mean
Anybody
everybody?
who cares,
Pat is
dude.
just trying to take the talk
Anybody who
away
cares.
from the jacket.
Anybody to everybody. Sorry, the field is weak. But yo,
It
I
might
saw
be. It
that
might
this
be.
weekend, and I'm off it. We pull out a fucking Money in the Bank. It's handcuffed to our lawyer's fucking wrist. We're
a
doing
lawyer.
long-term storytelling, and it's basically a fucking paperweight. And I'm using the gavel. Get out of town. Get out of town.
You don't want to use your wrestling imagination to go with it.
Oh,
You
no,
wanna-
he's getting
you
old.
wanna
He's getting
do
old,
it.
Personal
You want
attacks.
to nitpick
He's getting old.
and selectively prosecute
Mhm.
silly shit when you and I both know we didn't see so much goddamn silly shit over the past 22 years.
Well, you know what, Larry? This was all a work to get you on the side of the lesbian. And look at you defending him now. Where are you now?
I'm not defending the lesbian. I'm defending wrestling.
Boom.
Fair.
I'm
Touche.
defending the manager.
Touche.
Defending the gimmick. Fuck who's doing it. I don't give a fuck if he was Al Borland.
All right, what else happened on the RPW show? I thought it was XBW, but it was RPW. I mean, I can't even
Ruthless
keep up with
Pro
all these
Wrestling.
things. As XPW gets ready to
XPW
ride
Light.
into the sunset and
We refer
perform their
to
last
this as
show ever.
XPW Light.
What?
And no more drinks.
XPW Light. RPW. Basically, all the wrestlers that are on this RPW show were out and about at XPW at one point at one or another. That's here nor there.
Was Obey there?
No.
Was JJ Allen there?
No.
Was
But Brian,
Homeless
you-
Jimmy there?
No.
You did say in the
Schlack was there. Eric Dillinger was there.
so it was all the wrestlers.
Eric Dillinger's been here.
He's
It's
been
all
there,
it's
right?
all the wrestlers whose
There.
careers you destroyed,
Yeah,
Brian.
he's not a regular.
Drake
I would
Younger was
necessarily
there.
call him a
Drake Younger
regular.
was there. Had the match of the night.
MM3, right?
MM3, dude. Fucking insane. Superplexes, dude. Those are terrifying. And watching them done in watching them done in WWE is scary. And then watching them done in death match is like terrifying. Because there's like glass and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Holy
Can
shit.
I say something?
It's rare to see a superplex in a death match. by the
Glass
way.
is just very dangerous altogether. You don't want to get hit with glass at all.
Top rope superplex. Drake Younger is a rare sight to see. And, you know,
Hey, Pat.
Shut up, Sean.
Can I say something?
I wanted to know if we were going to talk about the villains from last week.
Oh,
Mount
yeah,
Rushmore.
Sean. Stay on
I'm-
target. Stay on target.
Mm-hmm.
No, before we switch it up, I want to hear what Larry has to say.
What are we talking about?
Yo, Sean.
Yo.
Had no idea who J Rose was.
Who the fuck is Jay Rose?
Brian don't know you.
Pat, you know J Rose, don't you?
Only through you giving him fame.
Okay.
Is he a promoter?
Ring announcer.
Yes.
I mean, to me, like, there are a lot of people who probably think that they're doing things who are on a lot of people's radars. Yo, they ain't on my radar, dude. Like, I
feel like I've heard the name Jay
don't
Rose
give a
brought
fuck,
up on this
dude.
show
Like,
before.
I care about this and talking to you guys every week, going out to family dinners and
Somehow Sean saw J Rose and was like, yo, who is this guy dancing during the intro? He's like dancing during, like, I don't know who it was. And I was like, oh, bro, he always does that. That's what he's known for, is dancing. Shaking his little ass.
Yeah, so
But
I
I was
know who
shocked.
he was.
I was shocked that an NY-based announcer like you, of Outlaw fame and, whatever, and I thought you knew all the announcers out there. I was shocked you did. And Jay Rose has done a lot of GCW. He's done
Yeah,
a lot.
But when you
as far
said the
as I'm
shows in
concerned,
particular, I was like, okay,
he's
now
an
I
idiot,
remember.
and I don't care.
I
Basically,
just was. I just was.
yo,
I was kind of like,
and,
whoa.
I'll
Don't love
include
this
myself
side.
in this crew. I think the fact that Emil, Jay Rose, me, Ace Fieldley, whatever the fuck that guy
Ace
is.
Field Retro.
Like, yeah,
I
I
know
think
that is.
that basically in the
Never heard of
last 4 years, it's been proven that anybody who can, like, slick talk a retard can become a ring announcer.
You heard.
I can't believe you said that, but I can't believe you said that, but yeah. Remember the guy who
Well, and
replaced me?
Larry, I don't mean to insult you. I feel
Sure.
like your chops were
Well,
made.
no, Pat. Remember my first show? No holds barred, Chattanooga, when I didn't show up, and the guy came out, and they were like, "Yo, did that guy eat Larry?" Do y'all remember that?
It's like anybody with a fucking pulse, dude. Anybody with a pulse.
Anytime Patrick says the R word, I just want everyone to know I will be showing the section visually. Anytime
Couldn't wait.
Patrick
I can't
says
help it. I can't help it. I can't
I'm
help
just saying.
myself. Brian, this is what you wanted, dude. This is
I
what
didn't
you.
say it.
This is the type of environment
But
that you
you have
fucking
said it.
cultivated.
Dude, did
Hey,
you
you know
listen
what?
to the
Hey, you know
Rob
what?
Black
Actually,
show
Brian-
yesterday?
Actually,
Go listen
Brian,
to the Rob Black show yesterday. I won't even repeat. I'm not going to repeat it.
don't even
But
repeat, because
I
not only
won't
do I
repeat it.
think that you are responsible for me saying the R word and Sean getting fired from his job and Larry getting fired
Who got
from-
fired?
or on thin ice with whatever his job.
Thin ice. Get out
I
of here
think
with your
also
ice.
Brian, not only
Thin
that,
ice. You're on thin ice.
not only have you ruined the careers of Schlack, Larry, Sean,
Ruined. Look at Schlack now, brother. Flourishing.
Bundles. Schlack bundles.
I mean, look at him
That's
now.
right.
I mean, that's true. I can't even argue.
Look at it, dude. Bundles.
Schlack bundles.
This is fucking bundles, stacks, and racks.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Schlack.
Well, Slava ain't doing so good.
Get the fuck out of here. Slava is posting daily about how well he's doing.
He's doing great, dude. Larry, what are you saying? Slav is doing great.
He ain't doing as good as fucking the Riz. The Riz you just showed me.
No.
No, his visuals are on point, dude.
His
Haven't you
visuals.
heard? No cap.
The Colossus of Clout.
Colossus of Clout?
The Colossus of Clout.
Who?
Slava.
Oh, you mean the great photographer?
Right, the Colossus of Clout.
The visuals are just on point. I used to bring hot girls to the show, and now you're doing shows with Brian taking the blade. And by the way, I'm extremely excited about XPW's final show.
I hope it's not the final show.
We thought it was going to be on Labor Day weekend, but we were all very, very busy that weekend doing labor. But now apparently it's going to be the next week.
Busy doing labor.
Because who wants to go out on Labor Day weekend? You know, everybody's traveling.
That's what
Wearing
Rob said.
white.
That's literally what Roberto said, is why the fuck would he do it on Labor Day weekend? So he moved it to the weekend after it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a lot cheaper to buy these weekend after Labor Day flights, you know, for the final
Especially
show.
in Glendale.
Especially
In Glendale.
Glendale, bro. Yo, Glendale is nice, y'all.
Hell yeah, Glendale, Alaska?
California.
No.
I know.
There's a spot. Listen to me.
So when is the show taking place? The final XPW show is on September 7th.
7th. Yeah.
Yes. Listen to me.
Good. So
There's
I'll have my fantasy football.
Listen to me. There's a place called the Glendale Galleria.
Are you sure?
It's called the Glendale Galleria. And I'll bet you all of you have seen it. Because a lot of the time when that show extra like has stand-ups of like Mario Lopez or whatever, like talking about gossip, they'll shoot that at the Glendale Galleria.
No way.
Yo, I just gotta say one more time.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but yo, this dude opened up a briefcase and produced the tiniest little coffee table gavel that's ever fucking existed. It was like, this is my. And by the way, Casanova used to have the Stinger, which was the boxing glove wrapped in barbed wire. Now I see he's wearing a gardening glove with a few thumbtacks pasted to it. So I feel like Judge Joe Dredd thinks he's wrestling the Bullies Cass, but he's really just wrestling the Cass. And I'm just so sick of everybody on this call and also in the chat telling me that this gavel was like even Judge Judy Sizer.
What's the difference how big the gavel is?
It's a huge difference, and it's very important.
Well, I will say that I agree. Why would he have different
size? Are doing a
Why would he have different size gavels at different shows? Well, I don't know. I like Judge. I like Jury.
I'm sure you
they are
do.
entertaining. They're entertaining, dude.
And by the
they
way,
entertain.
Just announced.
Well,
whatever. I don't want to keep.
Just announce what? You just started. You might as well finish.
Just being a fucking.
Just announced. Go ahead.
Spiteful boy.
I can talk.
Go ahead, Larry. Larry, what do you want to talk about, Larry?
Take it from somebody that commentated the main event of Look What You Made Me Do when Judge Jury, the Dyke, kept trying to slide the briefcase into Judge Joe Dredd to use it to win the XPW championship against Eric Ryan, and Judge kept sliding it back. Just saying, I'm not going in that motherfucker. The point of it is that with a manager like Jury, the commentator always is going to be like, watch that motherfucker right there. I've seen him pull knives out of that briefcase. I've seen him pull brass knuckles. I've seen him pull a tiny gavel out of it.
I have a question.
As long as Judge Joe Dredd keeps that motherfucking cunt Dyke ringside with him with that briefcase, then you always know that's the bad guy. He's got something up his fucking sleeve.
I have a big question. Why would Judge at XPW go so hard at refusing what is in the briefcase,
right?
But then at RPW give in during the match?
You know what? That's a
it was a title match.
There's a lot on the line,
It was
Brian.
for the XPW World
Title.
And by
So
the
why wouldn't
way,
he
by
use
the
it?
way-
So why wouldn't he use it?
There's a lot to prove there, Brian.
No,
No,
there's
get
a
the
lot.
fuck
Hey,
out
you're
of
gonna
here.
have to-
No.
you're
There's
gonna-
nothing to prove. He wants the fucking belt.
Yeah, there's
He
a lot.
doesn't give a fuck about a match with Brooklyn
No, see,
Black.
now I think I side with Patrick.
Oh, does he
I think I'm on
not
Patrick's
now?
side.
No,
He cared about those. He cared about those
he's
fucking
cosplaying
wedding
as
photos.
Tremont.
He
He's
cared
not
about
even
those
coming
wedding
out in a
photos.
powdered wig. He's
Nope.
cosplaying as Tremont is how much he gives a fuck.
Yeah,
And
I think
just
it's weird.
just
I think
to
it's
put
weird
the
to give
cherry
it. I
on
think
top.
it's weird.
You know, Brian, I'm surprised that you couldn't see the significance and why at XPW he chose not to use the briefcase, just because it just meant so much more being at
Yeah,
XPW.
because he knew it was
going
going
to
to be like a fucking baby carrot gavel.
No,
And
How do you know there
it
wasn't
would
a
help
gun?
him.
no.
How do you know
no.
there wasn't a gun in XPW
No,
to kill
listen.
that? How do you know there wasn't a gun, Pat? He wouldn't.
last-
There was a baby
The
cat.
last
I mean,
time
no,
the judge was in the
only
hard
thing
ballroom.
worse. The
Briefcase.
only thing
How many opens
worse.
up the briefcase? There's another briefcase.
Come on, guys. You
How
gotta,
about
you
that?
guys gotta put some more respect on that
The
man's
only
name.
thing
The last time he was
worse-
in the hard ballroom,
the
he
only
went in a
thing worse than
gauntlet. He
Tremont's-
withstood the whole gauntlet and
Oh,
lost in the
okay.
last round.
Fuck.
I
The
lost
next
my
time
voice.
he's there, he's fighting for the world title, and he wants to win it the right way, clean. That's it.
What do you mean clean,
he's a
bro?
heel.
It's death
He's
fucking
a
match.
heel. He's a
Sorry.
fucking
Get outta
heel,
here.
though, Sean. That's
Sorry.
the duplicitousness of it. You're a bad guy. You've got this manager out there that's got foreign objects in the briefcase, but this time you don't want to use it?
Yeah, that makes no sense, Sean.
It makes a lot of sense.
It makes no sense.
There are times when you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself, "I'm not okay winning the title like this."
Well,
I'm
then
not
you know
okay
what?
going in there.
Did you look at yourself in the mirror before you blasted me with tubes?
I look at myself in the mirror every day and I tell myself, "Thank God I blasted that bastard on the back of that damn
But with
light
Cass,
tubes."
he used a
Oh,
tiny gavel.
God. You know what?
He used a
Juice.
tiny
Sorry,
little
bro.
gavel.
Can we get
He
to
used
the-
like
Sorry, bro.
he used like the
Brian.
world's best grandpa
Bruce.
Hallmark shop gavel
Brian.
in the fucking fucking briefcase.
You said he
against
used a
the
You're
Party
acting
City
he
gavel.
Used the fucking bop, like he used a Fisher
Doop.
Price. Bop, bop.
Doop, bloop.
I'm gonna
Hey,
have to
and you know
call
what? In the final
jury.
travesty of all of justice in the entire world, I saw a picture today of Dr. Redacted in his
his jacket?
Rivera Steakhouse jacket.
Jacket.
He's
Shout out
got
to
the
him.
jacket. And, by the way, Matt McHugh, valued member, he said in the chat a long time ago that there's only one person who could have stolen Casanova's jacket,
Oh my
and that's Richie
God.
Aprile, because he's got the jacket.
Cornette said on his podcast not too long ago, the allure or the lore that used to come from going to Japan and being invited to Japan, like when you were Terry Funk
There's no
or Andre
invited.
the
There's no
Giant.
more invited,
It's like
Larry.
it's nothing. It's nothing
It's not
like
a
when
thing.
it was like the 60s and the 70s now.
God, no,
Like, and I'm not trying to
It's a
whoa, whoa,
flight.
whoa.
It's a
Whoa,
flight
whoa.
that you pay for based on your job.
Yeah, but when these guys are wrestling at these BJW shows, I don't think they're not making money. I
It's
don't
not
think
about
that-
the money, Brian. It's just about the lineage and the history of being a worker from the western
We're
side
talking,
of the
they're talking
globe.
about flying- they're talking
That
about
is
invited
flying-
over
That is on
those.
excursion.
Yo,
It's like
can
the
you
Olympics.
imagine- Can you imagine? It's just like
You
it's just
have to
like-
be invited to go. You don't just go unless you're booked on
No,
shows.
dude.
Yeah,
All
you're
you
booked
need
for a
is
whole
Get
one
tour.
yourself
person.
invited very easily nowadays.
All
that
you
not
need,
being
all you need to
invited?
know is one person on Instagram to
If you're
open the
booked on a
back
show,
door
is that
for
not
you.
being invited? Answer my
Not.
question.
It's not the same type of invitation, Brian. You're not invited to work multiple different companies all over the fucking land of Japan.
Yeah, like when they were there for like a month or
Doctor
two. Like
rejected.
tours.
Rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you
all you
realize
gotta do,
I think you're down. You're down. You're down. You're
You know what?
downplaying
How about
people's
this, Brian?
And
Japanese
a lot of the
excursions.
times it was
You're
it was like,
downplaying people's
How about
Japanese
this?
excursions.
How about this, Brian?
Fuck this.
It's not an excursion that they're on.
You know what? You had all this money to spend on a new computer.
Yeah.
And we're friends with Schlack, who
Yeah.
now has $2 billion. So how about this?
Yeah.
How about Brian and Schlack send me to Japan, and I will walk. I will make one.
Why would I send you to
Instagram
Japan and not
contact.
myself?
I will make one Instagram contact, and I will walk into the back, and I will have gear, and I will wrestle on the thing because I paid for my flight to Japan through you and billionaire backer Schlack.
No, I don't think
and
that's
maybe
how, I don't
even
think-
billionaire
I don't think
backer
that's how it
Dr.
works,
Redacted now. Who knows how he got to Japan?
Dude, first of all, to go work in another country, it's not very simple. It's not like a simple. You can't just like go to another country and go make money. Like it's not easy. You do have to be. I think you do have to be invited, and I think it's not as easy as you think it is to go to Japan and work on these shows and do what Dr. Redacted did.
I'm not saying that it's not
quick.
easy, Brian. I'm not saying that it's not easy.
Oh, wait, hold
I'm not
on a
saying that
second.
It's not easy.
I'm
What are you
actually
saying?
that it's way.
$1,000.
I'm actually saying that it's way more easy than when the actual prestige was
Hold on.
created. So I'm not downplaying. Putting things into perspective.
Just
That's
over
fair. Well,
here, I
that's fair
found
because
$2,000.
everything now is easier than it used to be. Like everything is now.
Not everything.
Most things to give it. I know. I guess I understand what you're saying because it obviously everything is easier now because there's like technology to get somewhere. There's more communication with Japan. Like to get somewhere that everyone's talking to each other with social media. It's easier.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't understand.
It's just
Did
different
Redacted
times.
Did Redacted wrestle in Corrigan Hall?
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not 100% of his locations of wrestling,
Why the fuck wouldn't he at this point?
right. Why wouldn't he wrestle there if he's there?
He might wrestle in
He's
the
with-
Tokyo Dome. The way Brian's putting it, he might wrestle was he in the Tokyo Dome,
Well,
Brian?
I mean, that depends on what
No, I don't
Bride
think he was
decides
at the
his
Tokyo
career is going to
Dome.
become.
I
Brian
think,
wants to
dude,
destroy
does
his
he care?
career,
Does he
then
care
he's
more
never gonna
about
be
wrestling at the
seen or heard
Tokyo
from
Dome
again.
or Korakuen Hall? I think wrestling at
I
Korakuen
don't think
Hall.
it matters. Just Japan now.
Just like
That's what I'm
Schlack.
saying. The prestige of it is not like Chris Benoit.
I think to the
You know,
wrestlers,
it's not that anymore. It's
to the
like-
wrestlers, it's still important because they
They've worked towards that. They've worked towards that.
it
Yes.
as their heroes. They're doing what their heroes did, so it's an accomplishment. You know.
Yeah, and they got to go through Bry.
Yeah, MLJ
Hold on,
announced
somebody's
in
knocking
Corrigan
on my door.
Hall. He squatted down. He shit on Danny DeMonto's legacy and was like, "I'll squat in Corrigan Hall, bitch."
Dude,
Listen,
just
you
being
know
in
what?
another that's like playing music and being able to go to another
remember that?
country.
Sean's
Remember
gone.
what
Sean
Danny
left.
said?
Sean left.
Dude, Patrick, have you ever gone to a different country to play music? It's like the same thing, man.
No, I would love to be huge in Puerto Rico, though.
Whatever, even in Japan, dude, like things are just.
Oh, I would
different in
love to
other
be
places.
huge in Japan.
I guarantee you, people know who all their Heathers are dying in Japan.
Well, maybe a few people, but you know that it's a different vibe to fly just your fat ass.
You have to be
fucking
invited.
Self.
People, hey, dude, people in other countries respect artists. People in other countries
it's
respect
a
artists.
different mission.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? That people in other
No.
countries respect artists. When you go to a different country, it's a
Yeah.
different vibe.
Cool.
Different vibe.
Yeah, and if you spent your entire life learning a musical instrument, which, by the way, there's no working music. Like in music, there's no work. Like in music,
that's not true.
Music, your gold
Get the fuck outta
teeth
here, dude.
can't make people
do.
think that
They
you
do.
are a better musician than
But
you
they
are.
do. They do, though. That's not true, Patrick. People have images that are not good musicians that get over with their image.
Okay,
Is
Brian.
that not true?
Okay.
Kind of
Cool.
like wrestling.
Yeah, sure, Brian. Sure.
People have money to pay for fucking good
To
shit.
be a successful musician, you either have to be a fucking virtuoso solo, meet up with a bunch of dope dudes that have a synchronicity of a vibe that you can actually coach, unlike this show, by the way.
Hey, come on.
And you know, and like to be a successful musician, or to
Nobody's
like
coaching
take your
me.
fucking lute, to take your violin or your lute or your flute to fucking Japan and
So
be
you're-
a fucking successful musician is a lot fucking harder than paying a bunch of people to make a bunch of good graphics and fucking video edits for you and faking some dude in Japan who's going to pay you $50 when you've paid $2,000 for the flight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I could probably grab my fucking acoustic guitar and pay $5,000 to spend a month in Japan and get a few gigs, Brian?
I don't
You
even
see
know
what I'm saying, dude?
Not really, no. Because if
So
you
can
if,
I
if you had
acai moonsault?
if
Can
you
I
made
acai
if you
moonsault
were a
off that?
create
Can I acai moonsault off that? Can I acai moonsault off that? There have been several wrestlers to go over to Japan for like just one-offs. I feel like Akira's one. I feel like Redacted is one. I feel like Cass is one. Dale Patrick's is like the only wrestler that I know that went over there for whatever. And then they were like, oh, stay. They were like, Dale, stay for more shows. We want you to do more shows with us. And I remember Dale was like posting like, yo, I can't do my American shows anymore. They were so impressed by me. They want me to stay. And this is a dream of mine, so I'm staying. And then more months came, and they wanted Dale to stay even longer. And like now Dale's like almost Japanese.
Okay, I'm wrong. You know what? I take it all back.
That was like Alex Zane. That's like Ninja Mac.
I take it all back. What do I know? I take it all back. Officially.
I will just say that every band that gets to go play Japan is not the world's best band. They're just bands that care about what they do, that get a following, that they have a base. This doesn't make them the best in the world. It makes them good at what they want to do.
So what I think Pat and Larry are trying to say is like, and this is just straight across the board, just icing on the cake. There's a big difference in being AJ Styles and being signed to WWE and being invited to go to Noah to wrestle. There's a difference of being a Shinsuke Nakamura who has a lineage out in Japan, being on the WWE contract, but being asked to go out there to wrestle for Noah. The wrestling scene has just changed so immensely now that anybody could just gravitate wherever they want, do whatever they want to do. So it's just very different. Back then, for Rick Steiner, for Macho Man to have their final tour in like 01, 02 and like do multiple dates, you were invited over there. You were doing multiple shows across Japan. I think that's just a very big difference. The time and how they got there and why they're there.
In order to be booked on like a Japanese thing, you have to be invited, because how else are they gonna like know who the fuck you
know
are?
what?
They don't
I
just,
mean,
they just don't know.
I guess I just want
You don't
to
just
say,
go there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Japan."
I think
and work on this show.
Brian.
I guess all this to say, hey, Dr. Redacted, friend of the Bullies.
Shout out to you, brother.
Congrats on your Ribera
We
jacket.
love the doctor.
It's an accomplishment, no matter going to a different country to do your
But
art.
I didn't see him in
is
no Ribera
an insane
jacket. Pat.
accomplishment.
You're the one who stirred that pot. I didn't even see him in no Ribera jacket.
Ribera jacket.
I'm just saying. I did my research
Guys,
for the show.
All of us can literally all order Ribera jackets to our homes and wear Ribera jackets whenever we
But
want.
can we get it in the steakhouse in Japan?
If we went, but I'm saying anybody can get a Ribera jacket. It's special to go to Japan and get one. It's like a rite of passage.
Yes, I agree. And I think
anybody can just order one online, but it's different to go and perform a wrestling show than go eat meat and get a Ribera jacket.
And corn and butter.
Whatever it is.
Hey, congrats. Yo, there's
Look at
gotta
us
be
being
like a
villains.
vinyl jacket in New York. Like, could we all go get like Lemon Ice King jackets and make like that a thing?
That's close to my apartment.
23rd Street, I think.
Could we go like Could we get like Parkside jackets?
Parkside.
Like I feel like Bullies should have a Ribera jacket thing.
I agree.
Boulevard Bullies Ribera jackets? Just said Boulevard
No,
Bullies.
not Ribera.
No, but I'm saying Ribera style Boulevard Bullies jackets.
No, like
Backyard
a satin,
barbecue jacket.
like a satin, like fucking like. But you got to go to a spot. You got to go to like our spot. Larry, do you have a favorite spot in New York? Do you have a favorite fucking restaurant that you used to go to in New York when you lived here?
It's hard to put people on the spot.
Huh?
I mean, there are a couple. I like Bagel World in Park Slope. I used to take my dates to Bagel World after a night in the morning. I used to take, and a lot of times if I'm ever in like near that area.
Whatever happened? Did we talk about the Mount Rushmore of villains?
Nope.
Okay, so let's do that. Last week we had a challenge of Mount Rushmore And this was in the chat. And by the way, in the chat, look at how Brian upgraded his webcam. Larry, Sean, and myself
Full
all need to
upgrade, bro.
upgrade ours. So if you have a topic
My
that you want us to
Bro, I
discuss,
don't need to upgrade.
feel
shit.
free
I just
to
moved
drop
to
a
whole
super
nother
chat.
fucking
It could
room.
be- What?
Fuck, I'm not upgrading the goddamn thing because of Brian.
Dude, I lived in the same
What?
shit for
Fix
fucking.
it down.
I just wish everybody knew how clean everything was in here, and how
What?
like
Oh, we
different it
can
is.
see.
My other house wasn't as clean.
Anyway, the
Can, we
point
t-
is,
can I go
horror
first? Can I go
villains.
first with the Mount Rushmore villains
Sure.
in non-horror movies?
Go for it.
Go for it, Brian.
All right, I'm gonna go. First, it's Voldemort,
Oh, good one.
Harry Potter,
Harry Potter.
Thanos,
Ooh,
Marvel,
nice.
Ivan Ooze,
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers,
This guy's
Vince
good.
McMahon.
But I thought it was for movies.
It was just non-horror villains, I
Just
thought.
non-horror villains.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go honorable mentions: Terminator and Jafar.
Okay. Larry,
Oh, me?
would you want to go?
I can go. I'm gonna go Carrie. I'm gonna go.
That's horror. That's horror. It's horror, Larry. Non-horror.
That's horror.
villains.
That's horror.
You have to think of non-horror movies that are like. No,
All right, I'll go.
No.
Okay.
I don't think Carrie's that like horror. She just kills a bunch of people at the end after being
Well,
bullied.
it's Stephen
but no, but
King
her
and it's
mom's
a
like
horror movie,
her mom's
so-
like a psycho Bible.
Yeah,
lady.
that's
terrifying.
yeah,
Well,
it's
it's
like
terrifying.
It's
It's like a
definitely
terrifying.
It's thriller.
Yeah, it's like it's terror. It's like real terror.
This is a crazy
I mean,
bitch.
they use
That's
like so
straight
they
horror.
use like sounds. They use like slasher sounds, like all throughout the movie.
They
But
pour
there's no,
blood on the poor girl, dude, and then she kills
Nope.
everybody. It's a horror movie.
That's
They
definitely
bullied the
horror.
fuck out of her.
Carrie
Yeah,
is
and
one
I
of the.
think that's
One of,
more of what this story's about, you know, and all the like.
it's about
Look
bullying.
yourself.
It's about bullying. It's about bullying, actually.
Right. And you know what else it's about? It's about the two girls who plot. There are two girls
It's
who plot.
a book written by
use
Stephen
her,
King.
it's like
It's a
they're
horror.
boss.
It's such a
Like,
good
no,
movie.
we want you to go to the prom with like the best looking guy.
But
Yo,
this
go
is
with
where
her.
Larry, you're
And then
off
this
the
girl's
topic.
like, oh no,
You're
we
off
wanna
the topic,
we wanna
Larry.
fuck this girl up just
Yeah,
because
they
she's
violated her.
a weakling. You know what I mean? So
Violated
it's
her.
like Carrie,
No,
that's what I
I'm
mean.
sorry.
It's like it's not horror.
No,
It's
I
not
mean,
100%.
Carrie is the definition of a horror film. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dude, dude.
No, it is
I
just the
I've been
music.
watching-
The soundtrack from Carrie
It's
makes it
a horror
movie.
book written by Stephen
Brian
King,
De Palma- yes,
adapted
bro, the Giorgio
to be a
Moroder-
horror
whatever
film.
his name is. Yes,
But that's what makes it
And
horror.
it was readapted as a horror. It's
But
been
the-
horror three
Mount
times.
Rushmore
4
that we're
times
doing
over.
right
Okay, I'm
now
going,
is non-horror.
dude. I'm going with Carrie because she's the bad guy.
Okay.
But she's not the dude. She's not the. She gets the most bodies, but it's not because she's a bad person. She's not out to kill
They
people.
violated her.
She's not out to kill
Still
people.
horror.
I understand.
She's the sweetest little flower, bro. It's Carrie, bro.
Still horror. The good guy or
Alright,
bad
who's
guy,
second?
still horror.
Who's second? There's
I'll go.
3 more. We need 3 more.
Oh,
Larry.
Larry, 3 more.
The Emperor from Star Wars. The
Okay,
Emperor.
that's
Emperor
a good,
Palpatine, okay.
that's a serious bad guy.
Yeah. Hannibal Lecter.
That's a horror. That's another
That might be a
horror movie,
That might
Larry.
be that's a horror.
Dude, this is an argument about genres, y'all. I don't, that's not. Are there horrific scenes in it?
What do you mean?
Are there
no,
horrific
we're
scenes in
saying no.
You're
Larry,
saying non-horror.
non-horror movies, Larry.
Nah, dude. I'm
Like the
leaving
bad guy,
Carrie.
the bad guy from Last Action Hero.
Like Mr. Anderson. Or like
Okay, in
Mr.
in
whatever.
My last one. I'm sticking with what I said. And,
Okay. Carrie.
The second one was good. What was the second one?
Who was the second one?
The Emperor.
The Emperor from Star
The Emperor.
Wars. Emperor Palpatine.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good
okay,
one,
that's
Larry.
acceptable.
Don't tell me
Non-horror.
what's good and what's bad. I know what I'm talking about. Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal
And,
Lecter.
And the original double L to inspire me, Lex Luthor.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so
Sexy Lex.
Brian, what were your 4 again?
Jesus Christ.
Voldemort.
Ivan Ooze,
Voldemort.
Voldemort, Harry Potter, Ivan Ooze, Power Rangers, Thanos, Marvel, Vince McMahon, WWE, and honorable mentions Terminator and Jafar.
And
Jafar might be the most evil of all.
And Larry,
Jasmine was only 15 years
4
old.
again? What were your 4
Carrie.
again, Larry?
Carrie. Stephen King's Carrie. The Emperor.
Stephen King, a horror writer.
Not all of his works are horror, bitch.
I mean, okay. So Carrie, Emperor Palpatine,
Lex Luthor, and Hannibal Lecter.
Okay. Sean.
All right. I'm gonna go with Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit.
Ooh, that's
Judge-
a great one.
Yeah.
I have a
Then I'm gonna go with Rose from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Okay, all right.
That's a Mike
Deep
Myers
cut.
movie.
Yes,
She's
yes.
wild.
Deep cut.
She killed her sister's husband, and her sister would remarry, and every time she would remarry, she would kill her sister's husband.
It's a good one.
Bernie Lomax from Weekend at Bernie's, and then Megatron from Transformers. Honorable mention, the Joker.
Nice. I'm gonna go
Joker over
Mugatu,
Thanos?
Zoolander.
Thanos killed his own daughter.
You said
I'm gonna
Magatu?
Jenny, Forrest Gump.
Janae. Wow, that's a good one, Pat. Fucking
Yeah.
bitch.
Doctor
She's not a bad
Evil.
guy, dude. She's not bad. She just lived her life, dude.
The fucking hoe.
All right.
She's
So
a
fine.
she's a
fine.
hippie. Don't
Doctor Evil
kink
for
shame.
sure. Mugatu for sure. I wanted to go Jenny,
You want
Forrest
all
Gump.
comedies.
You
You want
want to
all
argue with me
comedies.
on that? Okay, let
Yeah,
me get
that's rude. That's
That was a
rude.
good one, though, Pat.
I don't agree.
It was
Jenny,
dirty.
he loved Jenny, but Jenny lived her life. Because
Jenny
Forrest
loved
Gump.
dick.
Imagine wanting to live with Forrest Gump your whole fucking life, dude.
You know how fucked up it is, though, to like get like railed and then get sick and then go back to the person that only wanted you? She's a villain.
Imagine having to listen to Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
All right, I'm over it.
She's a villain, Pat. That was probably the best one.
Yeah, Jenny's the worst, dude.
She's horrible. She ruined that man's life.
Jesus Christ, she actually helped that man.
Shit.
Then I'm
Well,
gonna
did
go
you guys-
Jim, The Office.
Did you guys see that Gender debuted in GCW this past Friday?
He flatlined.
And he hit-
Wait, Patrick, can you say your final 4 Mount Rushmore non-horror villains, please?
Who, me?
Yeah,
I already said it.
He just
I
said
know.
it.
I want you to repeat it because
Doctor
everybody else
Evil,
repeated it.
Mugatu, Jim Halbert, Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Who was Jim Halpert from Office?
Yeah, he stole Pam from Roy.
Yeah, well, so that makes him evil. He got what
he's
he
an evil
wanted,
fuck, dude.
dude. You're comparing him to Thanos.
Oh, that's
He didn't even
your
say
comparison.
Thanos. You said Thanos.
I'm just saying we're talking about
All right, you know
villains.
what? You know what? Okay.
Jesus Christ.
How about this? Stay
Jim
Puft
Cornette.
Marshmallow Man.
Ooh, I like that. How about Vigo?
Oh, and
Well,
you know what? Give me Mugatu.
It's
Fucking
Vigo.
Doctor Evil, Vigo,
And Janusz.
and you know what? Give me Biff Tannen from Back to the Future. Yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
That's
Don't test me.
Biff is the one.
Biff is number one.
Biff is number one. Back to the Future. That's number one villain.
number one
Back to the
villain.
Future.
Biff.
Number one. So yeah, Gender debuted as the Maharaja.
Did you see the
Raj
video?
Desi.
Did you see
What?
the video he made from his pool
Yeah, I did.
mentioning Brett Lauderdale by name? Larry, did you see this?
Yeah, obviously he would. He's in GCW now.
Sean, did you see it?
So what I saw was his debut where he took Effie out, and then the very next night he came out and Cardona brought him out. Cardona's the general manager. He was like, I have to bring a superstar here, blah blah blah. He gives him the microphone. He's like, "Fuck you" to Matt Cardona. Cardona's like, "Yo, bro, it was good." And I guess it was in my head. I'm like, "All right, Gender, let's see what you really got. This is your second go at it." And it was just a very, I'm here to prove myself. me. It's dirty. It's trashy. It's and I
Well,
wasn't very
did you see he posted on Instagram? He goes, "Oh, there's drug use in the back,
marijuana.
recreational drug use. The only reason I'm here is because Brett." He said the name Brett paid me to be here, and I'm not going to do signings. I'm not going to do meet and greets. I'm not going to hang out with the locker room. I'm not here to. Matt Cardona is doing a horrible job as the general manager. There's recreational drug use, out of shape, alcohol. And he's like, I'm here to do one thing, and that's wrestle.
Wants the title.
Larry, can you imagine a world where Jinder Mahal is like busting cables and has to go up to MLJ, who's in his Jenko pants and his Razor Ramon all over print shirt, and explain to him what he wants to be announced as, and with a straight face? What amount of money would make you do that? Hey, bro.
What amount of money would make me do that?
If you were
If I was
Jinder
Jinder
Mahal.
Mahal, fresh out of WWE.
After 90 days.
Probably like whatever close to what WWE was paying me at the time.
I bet you they paid that man a decent amount of money. Brett Lauderdale paid that man.
I'm interested to know if he was brought in.
He paid that man, not Nick Gage, but Jinder Mahal.
Real quick, I'm interested to know if he was brought in because of the flight situation where people couldn't make the dates because of the flights, or was he originally booked and scheduled to take FE out?
That's a very good question.
Because there were a lot of people who had, flight disruptions.
Microsoft was a
big outage. And
big outage.
That played a very big factor in shows. So was
Massive
he scheduled to
outage.
be there?
I think that I'm going to say that
outage.
I think that Jinder Mahal was scheduled to be there.
Raj Desi.
I think he was. I think that was the plan.
Pat?
Well, so what do you think the future holds for GCW? I mean, you see Mance Warner just on fire. Mance Warner doing the storyline that Mance Warner should have always done in any promotion that he's ever been in, is that he's just the workhorse champion. He's going to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe Thursday, and just defend every night against it. He's doing great. I love me some Mance Warner.
So they announced today, GCW, two announcements. They have Bloodsport this coming Sunday in Brooklyn. Brutus Creed of WWE's Brutus Creed of the now Alpha Academy. He's wrestling Tom Lawler.
Never heard of that fuck in my life.
Tom Lawler?
Brutus Creed.
Oh, then you need to get all your WWE. You're missing out. Charlie Dempsey, who is William Regal's son, is taking on Royce Isaacs. Shayna Baszler makes a return to GCW. She'll be taking on Miyo Yameshita. Speedball is going to be taking on Akira. And Santana's taking on Homicide.
GCW feels highly stale.
And then they also announced that for Homecoming next month in AC, they're bringing in Big fucking Joe. He's going up against John Wayne Murdoch. And then another match they announced was Joey Janela versus Blake Christian versus Mance Warner in a GCW World Title ladder match. So a triple threat ladder match for the title. A lot happening.
Are you excited?
I am.
I feel like you should
piggyback off of what Pat said.
Sean, why are you excited if you've been talking that you have been completely not satisfied with GCW as of late?
Well, Brian, I don't know if you were listening, but I just said that I watched this past weekend. I was very interested because Jinder was there. So then it, prompted me today to go check out their page to see what other announcements they had. So, with that being said, those are the announcements.
What is going on with the death match drama this week?
Are you asking me? Because
I guess moderator.
Nobody
You're
else.
the admin. You're the goddamn.
You're the admin. You're the goddamn fucking moderator. You're the deathmatch drama provocateur.
Did you block anyone this week so far?
I haven't had to because no one made any crazy fucking accusations or death threats. So it's been a quiet week.
Quiet time.
John Wayne Murdoch did make a post saying that he was surprised to see so much glass used at RPW when a certain squatting lord said that they were unable to use glass to try to tarnish ticket sales. So that's what I think of offhand. Do you guys know about that? About the ICW no holds barred not using glass at Berwyn Eagles?
I vaguely remember you mentioning it, that it's not allowed in their venue.
Me?
Well, when ICW would run shows there.
Larry, are you privy to this?
Yes, I am.
Are you privy?
I am. Well, it's just like that.
Is that not the right word?
It's just like that venue out there in LA, Don Quixote.
Don
It was like,
Quixote.
we can't do death matches here. You can't do all that glass stuff. And then another company comes in a month later and they're doing all the glass stuff, and you're like, wait, what? So yeah, I heard that somebody put it out there that you can't do glass in the Brewers Hall, and RPW was like doing glass. So that person must have been a liar, and Murdoch was alluding to that. That person said that just to hurt ticket sales, to be like, don't go to that, can't even do glass in there. We didn't.
Wow, what a iconic victory for the people who said that they were right.
Right.
Brian, do you have any updates on when the final XPW show is going to be? I think it's very interesting.
We've already talked about it. We've said it on this very show, Patrick.
He's gone.
We've said it. The date, the very date,
not
September
the day
7th.
of the Labor Day, but
right, the week after.
Right.
And
cheaper flights. Not everybody's traveling. Will you be there, Brian? Will you be there, Pat?
I'm gonna be watching on streamxpw.com because we're gonna be doing our very own Blvd Bullies event, which is very, very important.
Excuse me, how? If I'm the announcer.
What do you mean?
Remember, I couldn't do XPW in LA if it was going to be 8/31 because I would be on vacation. Now that
it's not going to be on 8/30, right? There's no show. There's nothing.
So how
on
are Blvd Bullies doing a special event on 9/7 when I'm obviously going to be over?
No, Larry, you misunderstood me because the Blvd Bullies date is unannounced. There is no Blvd Bullies date yet, but that is what is most important. Is all I was saying.
Okay.
Establishing the date.
Confused the fuck out of me.
I'm sorry.
You were saying we're doing something. That's our
we are very well doing something, but we have to establish the date and when these bongos will be placed on the balcony for Kid Osborne and Tarzan Duran to battle.
Brian, are you telling me that if Kid Osborne and Tarzan are both booked on the next XPW show in LA, that the only logical thing that we could do is take the Blvd Bullies backyard bonanza straight to the Glendale Galleria, right where Mario Lopez films Extra, and do our bongos match in Los Angeles?
I will say 100% yes. But I will say also that there's
show,
100% no chance that Rob Black is booking Kid Osborne and Tarzan.
Indeed, yeah. Well, Tarzan might be there.
There you have it.
Tarzan booked for Tournament of Death.
He might be. What?
Tournament of Death competitor. Tarzan Duran.
When is Tournament of Death? 9/21.
Right, September.
Yeah. Rob Black's 9/7.
Right. I'm just saying I was just stating that Tarzan Duran is a Tournament of Death competitor.
Pat. Halloween.
Our show's either going to be
on Halloween thing is not turning into a barbecue, it's turning into a bonfire.
Well, we could just cut it all together, just do it Thanksgiving. How's that?
You want to do a Christmas night?
Yeah. Thanksgiving bash.
8 nights of death match.
8 crazy nights? 8 cummy nights. 1 cummy night.
I want to do the barbecue. I want some barbecue and then some pizza.
Well, as far as I'm concerned,
You gotta come sleep on this couch.
maybe we should make some moves and pull some strings, and maybe Brian could kill a few more XPW careers and get us a spot on the last ever XPW show.
Or maybe we can all just get.
You know what? You would be on the last ever XPW show if you went to LA. Just
I'm
go.
going. I'm going.
Hitchhike. Start going right now.
I'm
Go
going.
on the
I'm
street.
gonna start right
Stick
now.
out your thumb.
Pee Wee Herman.
Hey, this is where
Pee-wee.
I'm headed.
Pee Wee Herman. Like he's looking for his bike. You
I'm
remember?
going to borrow that neck brace, and I'm going to say I'm you.
I need.
And I'm
this
going to
neck
use the
brace.
community of deathmatch
I
does
need.
need
I
it.
don't think he understands. I don't
He's
think
gonna
this
need it
motherfucker
again
understands.
afterwards.
I was violently attacked.
You don't even go to the airport with anything and say, my name is Ginsburg. They're like, oh, right this way, sir.
Ginsburg. Oh, that way.
I just want
upsetting
to
my
also
cat.
shout out our 2 guests who never showed up.
1 guest.
Well,
We didn't have anything advertised. Did we have anything advertised?
We never do. We haven't because you guys shunned me from getting nice, lovely guests on this
They're
show.
not always nice
Dude,
and lovely. You're the ones that
2023.
decide, and if
Do
we
you
all
guys remember the
decide-
list? The list.
Do you remember
There's a whole
Kwanzaa Day?
list,
Do
bro.
you remember Kwanzaa Day, Brian? Kwanzaa Day, December 26th.
I don't remember Kwanzaa. I'm a Jew.
Well, on the day of Kwanzaa, you had a certain guest, and
Yeah.
after that guest,
We saw
7
clearly.
nights of Kwanzaa were ruined.
You know
Well,
what?
that
You
day we
guys
saw
can all
clearly.
suck my dick because that's not my fault. That's that motherfucker's fault for being a goddamn psycho. You can't blame
Like,
me,
why would we want that person around us?
dude. Everybody again. First of all, Larry, you work with him
Not by
Well,
choice.
or whatever it is. Not by choice.
I have to do shows. I have to call
Right.
people out.
Right, and we are journalists, so not by choice.
No,
we interview
yeah,
the
no.
motherfuckers that exist. We wanted to have
Yeah,
Dilf
well,
and
if
Jimmy
we're
Controversy on the
journalists, I
show.
want to have a little bit more creative license about who we have. And when
You were literally-
in charge of the girls,
All
you had
you
everyone from
motherfuckers were
Kevin
giddy.
Hill to
You
that
were giddy
person, and I'm
about
like, wait a
having
minute, hold
why
on, hold
didn't
on, hold
you?
on, what are
Why
we?
did
Are
Brian?
we
Why haven't you booked Jimmy
or
Controversy on the show?
are we
Yeah.
talking
I tried.
wrestling?
I
What's
tried.
happening?
Jimmy
Well-
Controversy is not allowed on this show to discuss anything about Dilf because of legal reasons.
Wow.
Wait, who said that?
I don't want him on here.
I
Why
can't-
would you even
what?
bring him up?
I brought it up. I want to get to the
Pat
bottom of
brought it up.
this.
Pat
I'm
wants to
sorry.
know.
You guys told me to do something.
That's why.
And if you
Legal
don't know
reasons.
who I am, I complete missions.
Fucks are crazy.
And-
This guy completes missions, dude.
Right.
We
I
don't
manifest.
Want, we don't want to run the risk of people coming up to Sean and I at shows and
Oh,
being like,
Jesus
yo, what
Christ.
the fuck is up with you?
Well, then you
That's
shouldn't
the
be on this
thing.
show,
So
Larry.
what did
This
what
is
did
the
Jimmy
wrong show to be
Controversy
on.
say?
This is the wrong show to be on, Larry.
Oh,
If you don't
well,
want people being
you're
upset.
the motherfucker that invited me on.
And
maybe
you've been
I don't know
on.
what I
You've
signed
been
up
on
for.
for over
Maybe I
a
don't know
year,
what
Larry.
Jesus
fascinations you
Christ.
had in
You've been on
mind.
this show
Like, oh,
for
let me
over
hook
a
Larry
year.
on it, and now we'll just have,
Hey, everybody.
you know,
Hey, Pat.
Jerry
Your
Springer
name
me,
is Jimmy Controversy
sorry.
or
Corey
Dilf
Polk
Boy.
and me. You
Anybody
are the
that was-
father.
You're welcome
Anybody-
on this show.
Anybody that was invited on this show was agreed upon between the four of us, not just me, between the four.
But
One,
did
two,
we
three, four.
ever agree that we were going to start having a string of fucking guests because it was fun?
Yes.
I mean, it was fun.
No,
Right.
listen. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts, Larry.
I mean, I think it's fun when we're collaboration, but when one person is picking the guests, it ain't so goddamn fun because
So
what could have
the-
happened,
The
you know, with
same-
that one guest.
Oh, you're gonna make me tight. The same thing with the giveaways. If you wanted to go get guests, just send a message.
I
Send a
don't
message.
know, because I don't think
Make
we
the
need
graphic.
them. I
Are
don't
you
think we
kidding
need
me?
them.
Get out.
Ryan,
out of town.
I'm the guest. We don't need no
Oh,
motherfucker
you're a co-host.
coming on here.
He's
doing
gonna
that
fuck his
down
room up,
dirty,
Brian. Stop.
Or a motherfucker coming on here getting us all heat. We don't need no motherfucking
Get out of
guest
town.
but my
Listen.
fucking ass.
Listen,
Brian,
I
he's gonna
You get out of
swear
town.
Stop,
to
bro.
God,
You stop, Sean.
Brian.
You need to go into the jail.
Why
Brian!
you bothering Larry like that, bro?
I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, we don't
I think that
need it.
Sean, you need to shut your mouth because you don't even know what you're talking about.
Brian
Harry
and Larry.
You can do it. That doesn't mean that it has to be done or that it's like,
check.
great all the time.
Brian and Larry.
I do what I want.
Brian and Larry and
I
Sean.
do too.
Brian and Larry. Brian and Larry.
We're on the
and Sean.
show.
Hey, I'm here.
You do
Yeah,
it because
of
you want to.
you asked
Nobody
me.
forces you.
That's
Nobody
all.
forces you to be
There's a
here,
homework
Larry.
assignment.
I thought it wasn't like a guest-heavy show.
Nobody forces you to be here,
It's
Larry.
coming
You enjoy
in
it.
from all angles.
You enjoy our
from
presence.
the chat, from
I
the
do, but I
YouTube
didn't
comments,
know back
from
then
the
that we were gonna get
Instagram
into the
comments,
situation that we
from
got
the
into,
Twitter
and that's why I'm saying, like,
replies, to the
we don't have to
TikTok,
go in that direction.
international.
You don't TikTok.
I don't agree. I don't agree because we were involved. We had him on the show.
all
He's
over
We have
involved.
guests on here
the
right now
world.
with you. You know what?
You don't TikTok.
What
I
the
would.
fans are saying
Guests get views.
is that they want Larry and Brian to band together and set up a Dilf Boy Jimmy Controversy interview. That's
I will say-
what the fans are saying.
I'm sorry, but Jimmy Controversy says he cannot.
Cannot what?
Cannot what?
He cannot converse with.
The way you
The
ended
Dilf.
the sentence. He cannot.
legally. He said legally there is legal reasons
Legal
why
what?
legal. The same reason Chris Kobayashi
Legal.
could not come on the show
Legal.
because of Danny DeMonto
Legal.
and legal reasons.
Can
Miguel.
you get Dilf Boy on the show, Brian?
I can get Dilf Boy on this show.
I'm sure.
You want that man on this show?
Get him on right now.
That man's
Get him
coming
on
to
right
me.
now. Get him on right now.
You're gonna
Gotta
tell
get
me
him on the
you're-
show
you want
next
Dilf,
week.
and you're mad at me for the body, and you want the Dilf.
We
It's
need
what you're telling
because I want to set up Dilf
That's
versus
what you're
Jimmy
telling me.
Controversy. Last man
And
standing
Larry's
match.
mad at me.
Last
Larry's
man
mad
standing
at me.
match in
I'm
Sean's
I'm not mad at
backyard.
anybody.
My wife
I'm
is
just
mad at me 'cause I'm
saying,
yelling.
Brian.
Dilf Boy versus Jimmy Controversy. Last man standing match. Backyard barbecue part 2.
I think. Listen, even if Controversy can't make it, I think that we should have a Dilf Open challenge.
You know what? I think you guys are out of your fucking
Stop this
minds.
shit. We're not
You're
doing anything with
absolutely
the Dilf.
goddamn right.
Pat, what do you
Oh
think?
my
I think you're right. I think that's
Holy shit.
that's the kind of
Dilf
show
Open
Brian
challenge.
wants. Brian's always wanted this type of show. This is the type of show Brian's
Bulls of the Wood. The Bulls of the Wood. Do you hear what these people are calling for?
Fuck them Bulls of the Wood.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
You're saying
Make it good.
Dilf
We're gonna make it
over
good.
body.
We're gonna
You're
make it
saying
good.
I'm
Dilf over
sorry.
body?
I'm
It's
sorry.
just telling
It's
me?
just like in Curb Your Enthusiasm when Larry Legend started being best friends in golfing with the sex offender.
You mean Larry David, not Larry Legend.
Oh, did I say Larry Legend?
He invited the sex offender over for fucking Seder, bro, for Passover. He invited him over.
I had a
And the
Seder
sex
when I
offender
was over
points
there.
out-
I was in the Seder.
Legendary episode. Everybody go watch that Curb if you're
There are no sex
Great
offenders.
great episode where Larry Legend becomes friends with the golfer.
He invites him over for Passover dinner, dude.
Okay, you know what? It's
Bring back
6 after
Sabu.
9. It's 6 after 9.
Is it
Guys,
6 minutes
6
after
after
9?
It's 6 after 9.
Knock on our door.
So I just want to shout out billionaire
See, I
Slack.
had some input about that, but I'll do it off screen about how I think the sings.
Yeah,
sing
Larry's
should
gonna yell.
go.
As soon as we end the stream, Larry's gonna yell at us.
I'm not.
Billionaire backer making Schlack rich. A storyline that was just threading through the weeks and maybe even into the backyard barbecue is now dead. Schlack, if you can hear my words, screw you. And to that other guest who said they were going to come on, who got scared because we came out spitting hot fire, screw you too. Congratulations to Brian, Sean, and Larry on the final Blvd Bullies versus the World show. I guess the next time I'll be seeing you guys is at the final XPW show.
And the
Final thoughts all around?
Everybody comment on this YouTube video to win the very exclusive, highly rare, one of one Schlacktacular bundle.
Slacktastic.
Schlacktacular. The human meat bundle. No God, only Dinklage. Until next week.
Sean, final
Pink
thoughts,
Panthers.
final words.
Take care of each other. And not yourself.
And Larry.
Well,
Thank
I-
you
Yeah,
for
I want to
being-
shout out. I want to shout out my bud tender Musa. He hooked me up at Remedy Baltimore. And happy birthday, Ryan. That's
Happy
it.
birthday.
Ryan the Lion.
Scar should be on that villain.
Well, until next time. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being cool. Except if you are an enemy of the Blvd Bullies, please just go swim a little bit too deep into the ocean and die slow. Out of time. Bye-bye.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard.